by the Prebis Foundation. It is to bring together thought leaders throughout San Diego, technology, biotech, academics, and artists and whatnot to talk about the future of San Diego. There was a tremendous presentation yesterday about future of urban redevelopment in downtown core San Diego. Lots of conversations about UCSD, its integration in the community, both academic and otherwise. And they asked me to come out and be the MC yesterday, which I was. I'm going to do a thing this afternoon with the head of all the very sports clubs, San Diego FC, the Padres, San Diego Wave, talk about how the sports teams market themselves in a community that has lots of different dimensions, lots of different fan bases. And then I fly back to DC on a red eye and get back to work Thursday morning.
Unbelievable,
man.
It's
funny. We weren't asked as thought leaders in
Had
San
no
Diego
idea
to take part
it was even going on
in this conference. But
I'm sure it was an oversight.
Yeah, I'm sure. If anyone is unfamiliar with Major Garrett, well, you don't listen to the program enough, but Major is a San Diego local, Claremont native.
Yes, my mother would correct you and say Kearny Mesa.
Mesa, all right, fair enough. Kearny Mesa.
I don't know why my mother had a real hang up about
That's fine. It is always a little bit confusing. I mean, we're technically maybe in Kearny Mesa now as well because we're up on the hill, and I've never really understood.
I think if I let the weeds go on the lawn, half the weeds were in Claremont Mesa, the rest were in Kearny Mesa.
Yeah, it's a little confusing up here on the hill.
Lines were very carefully drawn.
Major has gone on to a brilliant career in the television news business. Currently, still is a CBS chief Washington correspondent.
That is correct.
That is correct. You will sometimes see him filling in as the anchor on the CBS Evening News. Kind of like I now fill in as the anchor on the ABC 10 local news now.
You guys are just the same.
Yeah, I've
just
been,
the same.
Props to you, good sir.
I've been news anchoring lately, just pressed out of course, desperation, I think, from my bosses with a lack of available bodies. But
I wouldn't say that at all. I'm sure you deliver a sterling broadcast.
I will definitely be picking your brain this morning because I have done so without any real formal training.
Yeah.
All I do is watch people like you and emulate. So if you've got any tips, I'm certainly more than willing to listen and try to incorporate them into my my
first
next
lesson. Speak English slowly.
They do say that I speak as a sports guy way faster than the other news anchors.
Who says that? They say that?
The producers who write, they specifically write for amounts of time. Like, okay, this is a 35-second VO.
This is a 35-second read.
Except you read it in 28 seconds. So
try to get through it.
We gotta write more copy for our show because Ben is going to, essentially say
how we're going to pad out that last 10 seconds. She's running off the rails.
Did they give you the stretch?
Yeah, well, I get it in my ear now because we don't even have a floor director anymore in the studio.
Those things have sort of gone by the wayside.
So I'll get that in the ear. Yeah, we got 27 seconds here at the end to fill. Okay, well,
man.
I do 4 hours every morning.
That's right. You know how to vamp.
You
can vamp with the best.
Well, it's good to have you in, man. I'm glad you're in town. Now, I get asked to do a lot of MC things and whatnot, and I'm certainly not as gracious as you are. I would not have flown across the country and then gotten on a red eye to come back to MC something, but I think there's definitely value in what you do. Mine are more on the, school fundraiser, things like that.
Of course. Yeah, sure.
Listeners asking me to MC like Little League stuff. And it's a little bit different of a ball game, the fields that we're playing on, Major. But, man, it's great to have you. I know you love
there's a real reason I came out and jumped on this opportunity. So I don't know if we discussed this the last time I was here, but I bought a house in my old neighborhood in February. My amazing, brilliant, and beautiful wife has been here renovating it. The renovation's done. We refinanced the loan, and I hadn't seen the house since April of last year when it was basically the same thing as we bought it.
Yep.
Which was not the way we wanted it to be.
Sure.
You get my meaning.
I do.
So I've been staying there. I got to see the house.
Got your own place.
And it's spectacular.
Nice.
It's so great. It is so great. So you wonder, well, why'd you buy a house in San Diego, Major?
Yeah.
Because this is the destination, folks.
Yeah.
What are we talking? What's the timeline here?
I can't be too specific, but it will be much sooner than later.
Nice.
Kind of like the end of my radio career.
I expect you to be a regular at Petco Park.
There are contractual obligations I must adhere to, so I'll just be vague and say sooner rather than later.
Yeah, for sure. I totally get the vagaries of it, man. It's great to have you here. We'll talk some baseball. We'll talk some some life, some everything that's going on. Major is well versed in everything. In fact, maybe you guys can help me with my latest conundrum.
Okay.
I think I am. But today is May 7th, and it is a big day in this country. Does everybody know why May 7th is a big day in our country? No, it's not because it's National Coconut Cream Pie Day. It is a big one.
That was my first guess.
We already got through May the 4th be with you and
Yep.
Cinco de Mayo. How many important days can we have in the first week of May?
A lot. This is a national day. Today is the day that we are supposed to have our real IDs.
The real ID.
The real
thing.
ID
Yes,
deadline day. The deadline,
yes.
by the way, that's been going on for about 6 years.
Yeah.
Well, guess who waited until the very last?
Actually,
day?
it's been in motion for nearly 20 years.
20 years. There you go. It came to my attention about 5-6 years ago of like my wife, you need to get a real ID. You need to get a real ID. I'm like, I'll get one. Relax. Does my driver's license still work? Yes, you have to get one. You have to get one. Pandemic hit. Everything kind of went on hold. I had no idea that the entire planet went out and got a real ID in the moment that you could after the pandemic. I asked Ben, he goes, I did it like 5 years ago. You have one, Paulie?
I got mine like 2 or 3 years ago.
All right. So I go on to the DMV website last week, and I'm looking for all the stuff that I need.
With all the other procrastinators.
Correct.
Okay.
So I need a passport. Got it. Uploaded. I said, all right, man, I'm as boomer as it gets, but I'm gonna attempt this.
Yes.
I got it done. Uploaded my passport. Great.
Blood pressure rising.
Then they say we need 2 other forms. A mobile phone bill. So I go, oh God. All right. I logged in. I got the PDF, downloaded it to my computer.
Not T-Mobile because you're not a teenage girl.
Correct. Screenshotted.
Bullets of sweat now forming.
Screenshotted
on his forehead.
the thing with my address. Got it. That's it. Car registration. Run out to the car, grab it. Again, I go, I got all my stuff done. It's done. It's in. Now, schedule an appointment. Looked, clicked on it. I said, great. Wednesday, today. Clicked on it. Booked the time for 11:30 this morning. I'm good to go in the Oceanside division. Great. Yesterday, I go, ooh, I've got my DMV appointment tomorrow. Let me get all my stuff together. Let me grab that text that they sent me again and look at it and just double check with the time. Guys, I booked this thing for July 23rd. That was their first available appointment. July 23rd, you guys.
It is a Wednesday.
And I looked at it and I go, well, what? I go,
it's May 7th, though.
I go, it's May 7th. I go, this is the next. So I go, all right, hang on. This must be wonky. I'll cancel. Let me cancel this one. And I'll just go in and rebook another appointment for today, tomorrow, Friday, whatever.
Oh, my God.
I go in. Next available appointment is July. I go to the one in San Marcos. Next available appointment is in August. And I'm sitting there going, I'm flying to Philly. I'm flying to England. You have to have now apparently a real ID to fly. No more driver's license. A passport, I think, might work.
I think the passport will still work.
But they said the real ID, everyone's got to get one. I have no appointment. So at some point this week, probably Friday after the show, instead of going home, relaxing, doing whatever, I now go to stand in line, get in line at the DMV at about 10:30 somewhere.
I do believe, yes.
There will hardly be anybody there.
This is the worst week probably
passport
ever to be a
work
walk-in.
So if I have a passport, but then I got to carry my passport around with me everywhere
That's
I
why
go.
You should have got your real ID.
But I'm trying to get my real ID, Paulie. They don't have any appointments.
They did 3 years ago.
It's not like walking across the Sahara to carry your passport. All right,
it kind of is. It's pretty comparable, man.
It's like the Nefu Desert in Lawrence of Arabia or something.
It's pretty
just
comparable.
your passport.
I mean, have you ever tried
fits
putting
in your pocket, front or back?
Really?
Hang on, let me get this thing out.
Oh boy! Oh,
Woods wears very tight pants.
I do. So I don't know.
But they're the elastic, spongy kind.
So I don't know what to
pants,
do.
I mean.
Do I need to get one? I need to get one though, because everybody has one. Also, my license is expiring on my birthday anyway. So the timing is, I need to get my.
You will have a blast at the DMV.
So that's what I'm up. I just have to go wait, right?
The great part now about waiting at the DMV is
nothing.
Well, you'll get a letter number combination like G72, and you'll be waiting there. But they'll keep calling the other letters like B46, like you're playing bingo or something, and they never get. It's like, oh, and then they finally get to a G, and you think, okay, here we go, G12, and you you realize I am like 60 G's away, and G's are only called every like nine announcements. So, I'm going to be here forever.
I know you're a big reader.
I am. It's a good place to read.
So I've got 3 words for you.
Read a book.
War and Peace.
War and Peace, yeah. No, it's funny. We've talked a little bit about this before on the show. Major, you're in entertainment, as it were. You're in media.
They don't really call it entertainment at that level.
It's media.
News. It's serious.
It's the media. But okay. I think you'd be lying to me, Ben and Paul,
that you're on,
and the audience. I think you'd be lying to us if you said that there are doors that open for you that may not be available to other people. And I don't just mean with work. There's probably a restaurant that's, Major Garrett's here. I mean, everybody's got something, a little, what we call them in the biz is a little hookup. A little hookup to get something. Right?
Yes.
Okay.
But I'm
you're judicious with it.
Very reluctant to do that.
I am the same way.
Especially with his Claremont DMV hookup.
So that leads
complete opposite.
That leads to my next thing. I used to have, when I first started on the radio, it was the greatest hookup on the planet. And it was a girl that listened to our show, that absolutely loved our show, that worked at the DMV. And she said, you got anything? Car registration, anything? Just come on in, give me like the wink, and I will front of the line. And I will I'd take that over a private plane. I really would. I would take that over a car service. The ability to walk into the DMV and be like, sorry, suckers, and go right to the front and be like, yeah, I'm in and out in 15 minutes. I'd take it over free Padres. I'll take it over anything. Like I can go to the clubhouse today, or if they're back in town, I could sit on Manny's lap if I wanted to. I mean, he wouldn't be mad. He wouldn't like it, but I could technically do it.
You should try it.
I would trade my credential for a DMV hookup so fast it'd make your head spin. Not to that person.
I take it she is retired from her.
She's no longer there.
DMV
she's
service.
No longer there. Lindsay, I miss you so much. You have no idea how much I miss you, man.
If there are any Lindsay adjacent employees of the DMV, please email or text immediately.
This is just going to be so rough. So I'll try to get it done because I got to get, like I said, license got to get renewed, got to get the real ID, got to get all that stuff done. But I can't believe I looked at that calendar. The calendar pops up for available appointments, and you just see that, it's a Wednesday. I'll click that. And I looked at this and I went, oh my God, it's in July. But that's after my flight.
There is a reason why you didn't get it, because this, like I said, it's been going on for 20 years, and what states have consistently done, and the federal government has been complicit in this, is set a deadline and letting it slide.
Correct.
Letting it slide, because they know there's a great number of people out there who haven't done it, and they don't want to kick grandma off the flight going to see their grandchild for the first time ever.
We've got people
deal with all the political blowback from that.
We've got people in the chat right now saying, I have never heard of a real ID. I have no idea what this is. Do I need to get one? I think the answer is unequivocally yes. I think you have to get a real ID.
And basically what it is California, because it has such an enormous number of people to serve, has been a little bit behind on this. The District of Columbia, where I live, near the front of the line for a couple of reasons. Small jurisdiction, and sits right where the Department of Homeland Security is. They put out the regulations. The DC government said, we're going to put that in because we have a lot of travelers in this place. We don't want to be trapped in any sort of deadline whenever it happens. So I've had a real ID for at least, 12, maybe 15 years.
Wow. God, dude. So everyone's saying if you have a passport, you're fine.
Passport is fine.
I understand that. If I get pulled over by a police officer and I have an expired license, which it will,
the passport will not help you.
The passport's not going to help me. My license expires on my birthday this year, which is July 19th. And so I have to get this done anyway. Might as well get the real ID.
That's what happened with me. I had to get it done anyways. And I was like, do you want to just get your real ID now? I said, absolutely.
All I can say is bring the radio equipment with you to El Salvador.
I don't get it.
When you're deported.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not going to be
broadcasting from Sea Cottage.
I was like, what's he talking about? I'm not going to El Salvador. I also deported. That's not really funny, but I again, classic me, have just put this thing off. I mean, I don't know too many people that are like, oh, hell yeah, a trip to the DMV. And so I got to figure it out. So if anybody has any workarounds or ideas, maybe a place that you like to go, a DMV that's less crowded on certain times, I'd be willing to listen.
I go to a place in Escondido that's like a separate independent service.
Is that like AAA?
Similar. Yeah, they do DMV services.
Is this in a back alley, Paulie? Because you're not telling me the name of it right now.
It's a guy.
It's a guy.
It's a guy who knows a guy. I'll tell you all about it.
Here in El Centro in the chat.
Yes. But it's good for like car registration and stuff. They can get it done, printed for you right there.
Even a real ID?
You walk right up to the desk. Yeah, I don't know about a real ID.
All right, I'm just
going
to
go.
Do
yeah, it's called Alfred's Sorta.
Yeah.
Right.
It's that guy in the movie that like Clint Eastwood shows up to, and he's like, here's your IDs, here's your credit cards, here's your passport. You're like, all right, here's the 50 grand or whatever. So yeah, man, I need to get that done. I'm gonna have to get that done in the next couple of days. I'm not looking forward to it even a little bit, but I figured you guys could help. You guys weren't much help to me.
No, sorry.
No.
We're going to take a quick time out. We are going to pay off the incorporator very early today because Jesse paid off the incorporator very early in the broadcast yesterday. The award was diptych. Major, do you know what a diptych is?
I'd rather not say.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not even 7.
It's a two-piece art installation, and that was the word that Jesse had to incorporate into the game last night. Padres, Yankees, so we'll pay that off for you. Get you set up with the menu for the program today on a Major League Wednesday. We got Major here. We're working on the Big League Wednesday portion of that still. Paulie's got some feelers out, so we'll let you know. But
I was told there would be coffee.
Were you?
I was told there would be
not
coffee.
By us, because we know better.
Somewhere.
Yeah, we can find something for you. That is Major Garrett, Stephen Woods, Paul Reindl. I'm Ben Higgins. Kelly Danick's got traffic, and we are off and running here on a Wednesday on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. GEGE 000-466. For a full list of games and rules, play at 7 Mile Casino. Visit 7milecasino.com.
First, though, on a Wednesday morning at 6:21, we're going to tell you about 7 Mile Casino, which, by the way, is open Wednesday at 6:21. It's 24/7. One of the few places in San Diego that you can go for entertainment, that you can go for a great meal at any time of the day, any day of the week.
Definitely not as crowded as the DMV. Definitely a much better experience for you than going to the DMV. And, listen, you don't have to wait in line. You're going to be able to find a table, something that you like to do, California-style blackjack, Pai Gow poker, Texas Hold'em, or Baccarat.
Yeah, it's upscale. You don't have to drive deep into the East County. It's a quick trip down the 5 freeway into Chula Vista. The food is fantastic. It's Sammy's Wood-Fired Pizza inside 7 Mile Casino, but, of course, they got the 24/7 players menu, so if you get a hankering at 6 a.m. or 4:30 p.m., whatever. They've got amazing menu items, the beautiful patio that's right there on San Diego Bay. So many different reasons to check out 7 Mile Casino. It's just 7 minutes from downtown.
Hey players, things are about to get real here in San Diego. Introducing the all-new Hamul Casino Resort. With a 200-room hotel tower, exciting new eats and drinks, plenty of new places to play, and a luxe spa and salon. Hello, rooftop pool and deck. It's where players can play their hearts out and enjoy all the perks that come with it. It gets real this summer at the all-new Hamul Casino Resort, the players' place.
Conflicting reports in here. We just had somebody call in and say, go to the DMV late at like 4:30 or 5. They're going to want to get you out of there real quick. I don't buy it. I just don't. I don't buy
just telling you what he said.
That happens ever. Because never have they been like, hey, let's work extra fast and hard in here to get that done.
Dude, don't disparage the people.
No, I know.
DMV. They're not at this particular moment of peril in your real ID extravaganza life.
I don't mean to. I just mean that usually when you go in, they're like, so, I mean, look, it's not an easy gig. And they sit in there and they're like, bro, you got to wait. Everyone's got to wait. Like the fact that I had a girl that would let me walk to the front of the line, honestly, is better than any bottle service I've ever had, better than anything ever.
I've had good experiences at the DMV. If there's ever any trouble, it's always the fellow patrons.
That's it too.
Those are the people who really slow down the process. They're not ready. They don't understand the instructions.
Well,
they can't
to be
follow
fair, it ain't
simple instructions on a screen.
It's not easy, man. Yeah. It's not easy. They make it as difficult as they can. But all right, so I'm gonna go in. Chris says, yeah, go in late. Once you're in, they will not kick you out. They want you to get home, so they'll work fast. All right, I'll put this to the test at some point. I'm also asleep by like 5:30, so it's kind of a tough time for me, but we'll figure it out.
All right, Paulie, you got the setup for the Incorporator yesterday. Jesse Agler joined us at 7:30 yesterday, and we talked Padres baseball, of course, and gave him his Incorporator word for a Tuesday. All right, let's do this. Paulie won't have it for you, but I've got it for you. Diptych.
Whoa, God!
It's an artwork consisting of two pieces or panels that together create a single art piece.
Diptych. Beautiful.
Diptych. D-I-P-T-Y-C-H. Diptych. What?
Lovely.
Lovely, he says. The great Jesse Agler.
He wasted no time. Is this even before the first pitch yesterday?
Yes.
Wow, I like this.
If you listen to Padres broadcast, you'll hear Sammy pretty much take it right up to the wire, and then they go to a commercial break, and you hear the game open. Tony will usually start, do the lineups, and then pass the mic over to Jesse. But they still have some time to banter while the lineup cards are being exchanged, while the starting pitcher is finishing warming up, or what have you. So it was in that time before first pitch. So I guess this still counts, right? It was in the game broadcast.
It always counts. If he gets it in,
has not been thrown. Not that we're keeping score. Yeah, this was the pitch hadn't even been thrown yet. They were talking about the previous night's game, and Jesse decided to waste no time.
Going into the 8th inning, the Padres a 4-3 victory, and I think one of the important things to just kind of keep front of mind about that is that it wasn't just the comeback on the offensive side, right? Sort of that diptych of stories, the great relief pitching on one side, the clutch hitting on the other.
He's a legend.
Separate frames, but one very big comeback picture.
He's incredible.
Oh, well played. Well played.
Yeah. There's nobody better, man.
He's the best.
We are incredibly blessed with Jesse. Yeah, isn't he amazing?
See, now, Major Garrett, I had no...
And he didn't even hesitate.
No.
There was no, like, am I going to do this or not? Just barrel right on through.
Yep.
Perfect pronunciation. Nailed it.
I have no doubt that you would also be quite successful in an incorporator situation. If, if you were challenged to do so in one of your reports for CBS News at some point. We won't make you do it because I know that can be a little dicey.
You can't make me do it.
I can't make you do anything, but I know you would be quite adept.
It wasn't just the comeback on the offensive side, right? Sort of that diptych of stories.
The diptych of stories. You should have heard the word that Ben originally wanted to give him. Wow. That was a very creepy.
Unintentionally.
Unintentionally.
We changed that out for Jesse. All right, we've got our Padres crap up coming up next.
Today. Yeah.
I will warn everybody. There are approximately 2,500 Major League Baseball games played every season. It's a rough estimate. Not every one of them is a lesson to be learned. Honestly, sometimes a game is just played and then you play another one the next day.
Sometimes a game's just a game.
Sometimes a game is just a game.
That's what we say when we lose like we lost last night. It's just a game.
No, you know what? To be fair, sometimes a win is just a win too.
Yeah,
and
true.
It's not a herald of great things to come. It's not a sign of turning things around. Sometimes a game is just a game. But there are some interesting things to discuss in last night's loss, which of course included a 10-run inning for the New York Yankees. We'll get to the highlights coming up next. The return of Jackson Merrill as well. We will give away some Padres tickets, maybe a little bit earlier today. We did it late in the show yesterday. We got a pair of tickets to the Padres Angels game 1 week from today, next Wednesday, May 14th. It is the reversible retro bucket hat night. You can get your tickets at Padres.com/tickets, but we'll give those away coming up on the program. All of our regular features, including Don't Do This, Take on Woods, and the Rondo Report, as well as we take you to 10 o'clock this morning here on 97.3 The Fan.
Quickly, let me tell you guys about Underdog, one of the best places to make picks during the basketball playoffs that are going on currently right now. You can mix and match sports, certainly. I played a little baseball last night. Got pretty close, but no cigar. It happens, man. Daily fantasy, you know how it works. Just choose whether a player will go higher or lower on any one of their stats, like points, assists, in baseball, runs scored, home runs. You guys know how this thing works. Once your picks feel good, you can play with as little as $1. In fact, I played with $2 last night. If you get everything right, you can win up to 1,000 times your money. Download the Underdog app today. Sign up with the promo code WOODS to unlock a special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. That's promo code Woods. You got to be 18 and over, 19 and over in Alabama, Nebraska, 19 and over in Colorado for some games, 21 and over in Massachusetts and Arizona, and you must be present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms do apply. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. In Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342. And in New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Hey players, things are about to get real here in San Diego. Introducing the all-new Hamul Casino Resort. With a 200-room hotel tower, exciting new eats and drinks, plenty of new places to play, and a luxe spa and salon. Hello, rooftop pool and deck. It's where players can play their hearts out and enjoy all the perks that come with it. It gets real this summer at the all-new Hamul Casino Resort, the players' place.
I feel naked. Woods pointed it out when I got here this morning. Has this ever happened? I'm sure it has. Major, I wonder if it's ever happened to Major Garrett.
I highly, highly doubt it.
He's had a rough morning.
I think I'm going to leave the room.
I forgot to put my belt on this morning.
The old Joey Tribbiani look.
Dressed.
Always a classic.
I am beltless and having to go into work television today, which means I have to stop at like Target or something.
There's a Walmart right there.
I can go to Walmart. I'm
dying to see what belt you choose.
Let me get a belt door dashed before 10 o'clock.
Now, I asked for a DMV hookup. Does anybody have a belt they can run by the station for Ben?
Or a piece of rope. I think
Piece
that
of
would be
rope
really
would
cool.
be incredible.
I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah, he walked in this morning and I go, "Hey, where's your belt?" And he goes, "Oh, no." He didn't notice.
I mean, my pants are not going to fall off without it, so it was really a superfluous piece of equipment at the moment.
It's for aesthetics at this point.
It's an ornament.
Well, listen, if you didn't tuck your shirt in, no big deal. But your shirt's tucked in. You look like Joey Tribbiani right now from Friends, who every time he showed up on set, they never had a belt on, and it would make me insane when I would watch Friends. I'm like, bro, Joey's supposed to be like the sharp guys, like getting all the girls. I'm like, no girl's going to be with a guy with no belt on, ever. It's not going to happen. You're never going to get a phone number if that happens.
Yeah, I'm already in kind of my TV cash clothes since I'm not anchoring today. So if I'm going on camera, I definitely need a belt.
And then he was so flustered. He knocked his coffee over. He was like, it's just been. He's got Major Garrett in today.
I was getting dressed, and I remember the moment when I looked. Okay, don't forget to go back and put the belt on. But I got distracted. Of course, probably something on the phone. Was looking up something Padres related, and then just walked right out the door without the belt.
Someone could also bring by some suspenders. I think those would be really cool.
I did buy suspenders for our tuxedo. I don't know
or as the studio people in DC call them, braces.
Braces.
Yeah,
I like that. I like that.
Old school.
Well, we have again one of our favorite voices to talk Padres baseball with, joining us live in studio today, Major Garrett. Major, when we win, now we had a little flub on the air a month or so ago. Ben called we called the wrap up, right? Very original, but Ben said the grap up. So when we win, you get the grap up.
Padres grap up.
There it is. Padres grap up. When you lose, you get the crap up. And this is
I see.
Yeah, this is how we do crap up.
We will hear from Jesse and Tony right after this check of traffic on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
We saw this crash blocking the fast lane, eastbound King Freeway past Spring Street. Also traveling west on the 8 at Lake Jennings Park Road off-ramp. Collision involving a vehicle going down the right shoulder embankment. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben and Wood, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
It's a shame if they lose.
You got a problem.
Oh, a shame indeed.
I couldn't agree more.
Here are the lowlights from yesterday's game.
What the heck happened?
Are you kidding me?
Can't even believe it.
It's the Padres
Crap up.
presented by Hamul Casino. Things are about to get real with the all-new Hamul Casino Resort with gorgeous rooms and exciting new eats and drinks. It gets real this summer at Hamul Casino Resort, the players' place.
We'll give it 16 minutes of salt, and then we'll, get back on the bump and figure it out.
Sheets, Merrill, and Machado, the runners at first, second, and third. First pitch, and Hayward takes a fastball. We might have a balk here. Yes, we do. It was awkward and weird, and there was something going on. And the second base umpire, Paul Clemens, came in, and now he and Schmidt The pitcher are arguing about it, so the Yankee manager, Aaron Boone, is going to jog out behind the mound, join that conversation. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Hayward swings, sends it in the air to left center field. Bellinger is coming over. He'll call off Grisham, make the catch awkwardly, tagging at third base. Merrill on his way. He will score, and a sacrifice fly for Jason Hayward makes it a 2-0 game here in the fourth. Dominguez, hard hit right side. Great diving attempt by Wade, but into right field. Fernando comes up firing towards third, and it gets by Machado, goes into the camera well in the dugout, and that will tie the game as Bellinger will come home to score. Tatis swings, lines it towards right center field. That's going to find the alleyway. That's going to get down and bounce. Cut off in the gap by Judge, but one run is scored as Sheets crosses the plate. It's an RBI double for Fernando Tatis Jr., and the Padres are back in front. It's 3-2. Morejon delivers, and Wells swings, rips it into right field, a base hit. That'll tie the game. Dominguez on to score. Fernando fires into second base. An RBI single for Austin Wells. A 3-3 game, and 3 straight Yankee hits to begin the bottom of the seventh. Here's the 0-2 pitch, hit hard on the ground, up the right field line. That is a fair ball, going to cause trouble. Wells has scored. Goldschmidt is on his way, and into second with a 2-run double. Ben Rice. The Yanks lead is now 6-3. 3-2. Runners go, and it's launched in the air, deep down the right field side. Gone, a grand slam. Austin Wells with an exclamation point in this bottom of the seventh inning. A 10-run inning, and the Yankee lead is 12-3. De Los Santos delivers, and a chopper up the middle. Volpe to his left collects it near the bag at second base. The throw to first is in time, and the ball game is over. The Yankees explode for 10 runs in the bottom of the seventh inning as they erase a 3-2 deficit and go on to win this game 12-3. They have set up a rubber game here tomorrow night in the Bronx.
Bullpen's been fantastic. It's been tremendous. I mean, Morejon been tremendous. Wandy's been, you guys can do your research too, but Wandy's been outstanding. Hadn't given up an earned run. Third in all relievers in weak contact. Top 5 in strike percentage. Second in ground ball rate. So, the other side's trying to. So one of those games, one of those innings, and I will be more than happy to run them both out there tomorrow.
Well, I hope you don't, actually. They're probably a little bit taxed, Schulte. That is definitely just something you say if you're the skipper.
Can I just take issue with something Mike Schilt said?
Sure.
We all know, you and I know, everyone who was in that room, Dennis Lynn, Kevin AC, they know how good the bullpen has been. They even know how good Wandy Peralta has been so far this season. He did not need to specifically specify. That's true. We know this. We do know this, Woods.
What's your issue?
Well, he just acts like you can look it up yourself how good they've been, as though someone was implying they haven't been good.
No, look, if and Twitter is certainly no barometer, right, for rational takes a lot of the time. But I saw Wandy's terrible. Morejon's been terrible. I don't know. Everybody thinks they're good. Guys, I'm looking at the game logs for one Wandy Peralta. That dude had given up 6 hits. 6 all season. He's given up 6 hits, 2 earned runs. You got a string of lefties coming up at that point. And Morejon obviously did not have it last night. The sinker wasn't sinking, and it didn't work. The matchups were right. The process was right. The execution was wrong. Failed.
Look, would you rather have a slow oil leak, or would you rather the oil pan just fall off all at once?
Just fall off, man.
Just fall off. It's one game.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah. Don't bullet to the back of the head instead of pulling my fingernails out. Yeah.
It happens. And look, the game the night before was a magnificent Padre victory.
One of the best.
We took that game right out of their pockets.
Absolutely.
They were walking that victory halfway to the clubhouse.
Absolutely, they were. Absolutely, they were. They had it.
We were soaking wet, pissed off, frustrated, not going anywhere. And to pull that game out was astonishing.
Well, think about it. They had exactly what they wanted. They had their newly demoted setup guy, closer in the setup role, going to give him a little bit softer landing. Padres got to him. Well, then they put in their reliever, Luke Weaver, who had not given up a run all season.
Nothing.
And we get to him. Guys, it happens, And I don't know that if you're a Yankee fan yesterday morning, maybe you were, you're like, Luke Weaver sucks. Now, you can say Devin Williams has not been great in New York, but, listen, you're going to have those games. You flush it, you move on. We talked yesterday about the two most important words in baseball. So what? So what? You lost a game. You got to regroup. You got to figure out how to get a win with Dylan Cease on the bump today. The pressure is on Dylan Cease. He's got to perform. He has to perform. And we had a lot of chances last night to blow that game open. We did. Manny had a big one. Xander had a big one early. Runners on second and third. They didn't come through. They came through the night before. Nobody in the history of baseball, Ben, when presented with an opportunity to drive in a run, has driven them all in. Ever. It's never happened. It's never going to happen. The game is too hard. So I think, no need to panic. No need to fire anybody into the sun. No need to send anybody down. Just regroup, take a deep breath.
The quote that is attributed to Sigmund Freud, although I looked it up and he may never actually said it, is sometimes a cigar is just a cigar.
Yeah.
There's not a deeper meaning to the loss yesterday. If you want to dig into it, Adrian Morejon has a track record of being good now. Since last season, he's been really solid out of the pen.
Yeah,
as Wood said, didn't have it. They attacked some first pitch. He was out there for 10 pitches yesterday. It's hard to, make any sweeping judgments about Adrian Morejon. He had a bad 4 minutes, and that was about it. As for Wandy Peralta, I think it's fair to wonder whether Wandy is good, bad. I mean, he wasn't great last year, obviously, for most of the season. He was really good to start this year.
He's been great this season.
Our friend Clark, Letters to AJ had it yesterday, made a very compelling case that Wandy was tipping his pitches and the Yankees were signaling to the batters, including Austin Wells, right before the grand slam. You can see Cody Bellinger many times rubbing his head every time it's going to be an off-speed pitch. And they knew what was coming, which may have made his outing look extremely ragged when the Yankees had every time they knew it was a fastball, every time they knew it was an off-speed pitch. And that's something they will need to address with Wandy Peralta if that was truly the case.
When you have hitters, lefty-lefty matchups, and they're hitting 200 on the season, and they're taking on soft changeups down, I mean, guys, look, they're big leaguers. It's not on the Yankees. It's on us. It's on Nick. It's on Nick Pivetta twice in a week. It's on Pivetta for tipping his pitches to. Who was it?
Bailey was the one.
Yeah, Bailey, the Giants. Okay, so it's on Pivetta for showing his grip or keeping his glove to. John Boy had a great breakdown on him.
If you haven't seen the breakdown yet, go watch it. Yeah. It's on social media on John Boy. It was pretty wild to actually see zoomed in. Bailey's like on his tippy toes. He's not even hiding it. He's like trying to look into his glove.
For sure.
And you're like, what the hell is going on right now?
Yeah. So again, not a damn thing wrong with it.
No, it's competitive edge.
Competitive edge. And it's on us. It's on us to fix. Yeah. And it's on Wandy last night. If he's showing
don't think we're not looking.
Yeah, exactly.
We're watching everything, every pitch.
So again, I think that last night it was a perfect process. And that's the worst part about baseball and probably every sport. Your process can be as dialed in and make as much sense on paper. If the execution's not there and the other team, he reaches out, pokes one out. Right. There's a knock. Okay, now, you know what I didn't like about Morejon, and it was those two disengagements that basically
he got a little rattled.
He was rattled, and that at this point in his career is probably the thing that you look at and go, all right, man, like you can't get rattled and step off and try to get Volpe at second base. Just throw your pitches. You have absolute electric fire squirting out of your arm, man. Let it go. And it just didn't happen last night.
But beyond a bad inning and maybe tipping some pitches, there was nothing of concern in last night's game. The Padres had massively out-hit the Yankees up to that point. In fact, they both finished with 10 hits at the end of the night. The Yankees just
one team scored 10 runs in an inning.
Got them all in one inning, whereas the Padres unfortunately spread them out judiciously throughout the game.
Well, and
Michael King was good. Yeah, he made a mistake to Aaron Judge, a mistake that would have been an out in pretty much every other ballpark in baseball.
Certainly Petco.
Yeah, it was a home run in 3 ballparks. Yankee Stadium, Houston, Daikin Park, and Steinbrenner Field, which is the exact same dimensions as Yankee Stadium because they designed it that way for their spring training complex. So really, it's one other park that's a home run. It's a routine flyout at Petco Park and most other ballparks that Tatis camps under and catches. So you don't get that. You probably don't get the rest of the inning after that home run. Michael King was good. The offense was okay. I mean, obviously they didn't hit with runners in scoring position. That's going to happen. I really don't see any deeper analysis in the loss last night other than, so what? Flush it, move on, try to win the series today.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I was getting tweets about, well, we haven't hit a 3-run homer. We haven't hit a grand slam. And I'm like, guys, you're 23-12. Without doing that, that's pretty good. Right here, KG says the lack of barrels has been talked about all season. Again, it's a results-based business. They're getting the good results right now. This is a team coming off. They just won 6 in a row. I'm not in here shilling for them. I love this team. I hate when they lose. I'm sick to my stomach when they lose. I snap at my family when they lose. It's personal. It absolutely is. I love them, and I want them to win a World Series, man. Problem is, we can use that short porch too. So we can cry all we want about Aaron Judge's Little League home run. That they don't move it back for the visiting team. It's there for us to use as well. We didn't. They did. Game over. But if they had our pitches, then that's on us, man. That's on the staff. That's on the pitchers. They got to do a better job at protecting their tails and all that. But again, look, I'm not going to lie and say, I'm sitting here feeling ultimately confident about Max Fried going up against Max Fried with Dylan Cease on the bump. But I do get the sense at some point Dylan Cease will figure it out. He's too good not to. Why not today?
Despite the loss, Padres actually had a double dose of pretty good news yesterday, and we will talk about that as we get to our 7 o'clock hour in just a couple of minutes here. We will also have Don't Do This, and going to be giving away some Padres tickets to next Wednesday's game, reversible bucket hat night at Petco Park. Stay tuned for all of it. Ben Woods, Paul Major Garrett on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. If you really want to find out, what went wrong with the Padres yesterday, looking for something different, you can always blame the return of Jackson Merrill.
Yes, it sucks getting a guy like that back in the lineup, man. Hate that.
It was great to see his face
Hi,
back.
this is Jackson Merrill.
Back with the Padres, back in the lineup, and of course, comes straight back with a double in his first at-bat, collects a couple of hits. Looked very Jackson Merrill-like in the game yesterday.
How about the pregame with young Jackson Merrill? Scanlon says, what'd you miss the most? He's like, all of it. It sucked. I hated being gone. I love baseball more than anything in the world. Yeah. He is like a baseball robot, man. Yeah. What a joy.
Not a robot, man. I mean, it's genuine. He's everything.
Yeah.
He is
singularly focused.
Yeah. I mean, in basketball, you call him a gym rat. I mean, he's just always on the field. He just wants to be on the field, wants to be doing baseball things all the time and getting better at the things he already does well. He's reshaping his game relentlessly, and he loves the work. He loves the process.
I love that about him.
That guy is so much fun to watch. So much fun to watch.
We speculated a little bit yesterday about what the corresponding move could be, and as
got it wrong. Actually,
we talked a little bit about the possibility, though, that it could be Luis Camposano going right back down. And
I figured that would be the corresponding move for Crony, because I did figure, with Max Fried on the bump today, you are going to want potentially a right-handed DH. You could give Campy maybe another look or whatever, but they sent him down.
I think Oscar Gonzalez has done more than Campy. I like some of the swings that he takes.
Save that. I mean, Campy was 0 for 10 with 4 walks. Oscar Gonzalez, I will tell you, he is the definition of wheels off. I mean, he swings at pitches. He's got talent, obviously. He's got raw talent. He almost crashed into Jackson Merrill last night, and you could see some visible frustration on the face of one center fielder, Jackson Merrill, just off the IL, going, hey, man, I'm the center fielder. It's my ball. You got to give away. You saw him uncork a wild throw. Oscar he needs to be honed a little bit, right? Just kind of a raw product that needs to be honed a little bit more.
I totally agree with you. I keep feeling like there's going to be a 5-day period where he hits 3 home runs.
Yeah, I feel that too.
I feel like it's in there, and we might see it. We saw it in spring training a bit with Oscar Gonzalez. I also wonder, because I don't know exactly how it works. Remember, they had to add him to the 40-man and call him up because he had the opt-out. Can they send him back down without risking losing him? Could he opt out of his contract if they send him back down to the minor leagues? I'll need to get clarification on that from someone with the Padres, because that could be part of their decision-making process and thinking.
And you can tell that there's more patience with Oscar than there is with Campy. There's just no patience.
It's worn thin. It's
Campy was a bright, shining prospect, and the Padres leaned into him and gave him lots of opportunities, and you can just feel like, no. We're gonna call you up when you need you, and 0 for 10 is 0 for 10. Sorry, guy.
No doubt.
Especially when you're slotted as DH, not catching, because your defensive liabilities are so pronounced. We had to get to aged, but also excellent seasoned backstops who are very good with the pitching staff, very good at framing things that have pretty much eluded Campy all of his Padre career, and then 0 for 10 is 0 for 10, man. Back down.
And the base running mistake that could be blamed on a number of people, but I think ultimately was blamed on Luis Camposano the other night. And again, when they called him up, I said, hey, maybe the 6th time will be the charm. I want to believe. I want to like him. I appreciate what he's done. I'm a big mental health advocate. I know he had some mental health struggles that he's worked really hard to overcome. I'm a huge fan of the human being.
Yes.
But, as far as production goes, it's like we said, it's a results-based business.
And a cold one.
And when it comes to
cold as ice,
Luis Camposano, the Padres, since Mike Schilt has joined the team, have presented a much more unified front when it comes to messaging, from AJ Preller to Mike Schilt. Before that, with Bob Melvin, you heard the talk of the clashing. They never really got it ironed out with Andy Green or Jace Tingler before that. But with Mike Schilt, it's been pretty unified. But we have heard, I don't know, Major, if you've heard, but you've got some ears inside the organization. Luis Camposano is one of the most polarizing players inside the Padres organization.
I did not know that.
He's got people who still believe in him and love him, and people who are ready to go. this is never going to work. And they disagree about Luis Campusano more than any other player in their own system. And that's to be expected. That happens. People have different opinions on players, but he's the one that we hear that most often will be like discussed in the room. And I don't know who specifically is going to bat for Luis Campusano and who is like, please, no more, Louis, we're done with this. But we have heard that there is polarizing opinions about him in the organization.
Makes sense. I mean, it absolutely makes sense. He
was once thought of as having a very high ceiling.
Oh, big time. And you would be shocked if there weren't polarizing. You know what I mean? If everyone's in agreement, oh no, he's going to figure it out. I don't know that that's the right way. But he does have, he's got ability. Is he that 4A player for life?
Right.
The guy that just tears it up down in El Paso, which a lot of guys do. You just never know. I saw Eggy Rosario hit another bomb last night. You do wonder, maybe is he an option at some point? They made it a point to hang on to him.
It's one of the most dubious records you can hold as a
the
player.
Old Crash Davis.
The all-time El Paso Chihuahuas home run leader now. Like, good for you, Eggy, but I'm sure that's not what he wants, is to be there long enough to have amassed that record. And yeah, Campy could be in that 4A category. Eggy could be in that 4A category. But speaking of the El Paso Chihuahuas, that was the other bit of good news. In addition to the return of Jackson Merrill, Jay Cronenworth began his rehab assignment last night for El Paso. Not only began it, he homered and walked 3 times in his first rehab assignment. Now, he was wearing, I believe, one of those flak jackets under his uniform to protect that rib, which can't possibly be fully healed yet, but enough that he can swing and enough that he feels like he's protected enough. Obviously, he can hit a home run. So, that.
Can we go back to when he was hit?
Yeah.
When I saw that, I immediately thought he is seriously injured and should be taken off the field this moment. I was astonished.
That was a heater, man.
He played the rest of that game.
He played the rest of that game,
day too?
and then another day, and he hit a double in the next day or something. I'm like, what is he doing?
He's a hockey player.
94 miles an hour, right at your lowest trip. I'm like, how is he even alive?
How is he breathing?
Yes.
Yeah, he's a hockey player. I remember seeing him last year. He got hit in the back, hard, like 97 to the back, and we were standing by his locker. He pulled his shirt off.
Dude, he showed us.
I go, let me see it. I went. I was like, good God. He's like, it's fine. I'm like, geez, dude.
Like 15 different colors.
You had to care flight me out. I mean, literally care flight me out of
the
there.
average fan, myself included, has no idea.
No, none.
You can't conceive of how bruised and battered these guys are. Like Manny says, after day one, after opening day, everyone's injured.
Everyone's hurt. Yeah, that's me.
Woods leaving the field.
I give the thumbs up. It hurts. I mean, I got hit last year with probably 81 on the elbow and was like, yeah! And I had the seams on there. I was like, I've never worn one of those arm guards. About 2 weeks later, I was at Dick's with Paulie going, I don't know. This doesn't feel right. I'm like, should I get it? I'm kind of embarrassed to wear it at fantasy camp, but I think I might need to. Remember that, Paulie? Yeah. I was trying on a bunch of them.
They said with Jake, the recovery is really a matter of pain tolerance.
He's in a flak jacket.
And I said, well, if that's the case for me, I'll see you in about a year.
Yeah. See you guys next season. Good luck to you. He was wearing a flak jacket last night.
Wow.
I mean, he's as tough as they come.
So he is anticipated to play one more game for El Paso today. And then if that goes well, he should rejoin the Padres on Friday in Colorado for the Rockies series.
I'm sure the Rockies will be happy to see him in the Padre lineup.
I mean, probably it's like the best place to come back. Yeah. The best place to come back and land other than at home. Hey, all right, get into Rocky Stadium and start hitting some bombs out there in the thin air of Colorado. But that's one area of the Padres that, does need to be discussed at some point. Yeah, I'd love to see this team, have a little bit more pop. I love how it's working right now. I don't want them to change their identity by any stretch. And I do think, and we see this every year, guys, we can't act surprised. Ball's not flying out of Petco Park. We know that. They're offensive approach is one of put the ball in play, get guys over. It's worked. Like I don't want to slam the brakes on right now and go get up there and try to hit it out of the
they
ballpark
are not
every
playing
time.
hero baseball.
They're not.
They're not waiting. Oh, someone will hit a 3-run bomb. No, just put a ball in play. Put a ball in play.
They still don't have a single 3-run bomb all year.
Or grand slam.
It's okay.
It's okay. None at all.
It's okay.
It will. Hey, by the way, that will come. I absolutely know it will come. I know it will.
And a brief note, but sympathy for Bud Black, man.
I know.
That guy's a good guy,
great
dude,
guy,
great coach,
listens
great
to the show. Yeah.
And there's just no support. There's just, he can't do anything.
Can't do a thing.
It's a testament to him as a human that he's been around for as long as he has with the Rockies.
Yeah.
I mean, any other manager with that record on any other team probably doesn't make it as long as Bud Black has.
I heard him yesterday on MLB radio, and he was just he's positive. He's like, yeah, it's not going well, but all it takes is one day. We are teaching. We are trying to get better every single day, and maybe today's the day that it clicks in.
Can I say this, though?
Good on him, man.
It didn't click in yesterday as they were rained out, but
can I say this? Bud's had a lot of success at the big league level as a pitching coach and as a manager, making a good living.
Yeah.
There is absolutely zero pressure on Bud Black. It actually is, if you can handle and stomach the having to develop guys at the big league level with absolutely no pressure from the fans, from ownership, from anybody to win, pretty good gig. Pretty good gig.
But look, everyone at that level,
they're competitors.
The competitive fire is relentless.
For sure.
And trying to deal with that when you know that the competitive disadvantage day in and day out is so pronounced. I just have mad respect for the guy. I do.
Of course, the Padres are now heading to another city that is being impacted by weather this week in Denver.
I thought it was supposed to be beautiful.
All right, so the forecast is pretty good. They got rained out yesterday. They have decided to play a doubleheader against the Tigers on Thursday to finish that series.
Oh, good. That's good for us.
Well, the Padres will have an off day, which definitely sets them up this weekend to have an advantage over the Rockies when the forecast at the moment, and it changes more in the Rocky Mountains than anywhere, but at the moment, it looks pretty good for Padres baseball this weekend, which, we talked at the beginning of this road trip. 6-3, we would all have been thrilled with. 5-4 wouldn't have been bad. They're 4-1. If they can find a way to win 3 out of the last 4 and go 7-2, it's a monumentally successful road trip. And even if they split these last 4 games, still a very successful road trip for the Padres.
You, my brothers, are dialed in. What do you think is up with Dylan?
Command. It's just command. I do. I think it's
command. Mechanical, though?
Yeah, and I think it's
we see it a lot here in San Diego where our starting pitchers get off to a rough start sometimes. Darvish had some horrible starts
Blake
in
Snell,
April. Settled
Michael
in.
King wasn't good.
Michael King last year. Blake Snell every year started off slow, and you just had to wait.
All right.
and cut it out.
Let me throw something out, which you guys, I'm sure, have kicked around. How much do you think is it the overhang of the blow up in the playoffs?
I think that may have something to do with it. The other thing I think about too,
because you have to have conviction when you're throwing in the major league level. You have to be convicted about your. Schill talks about this all the time. Convicted through your mechanics, convicted through the release.
Yep.
I would lean into that more. We talked to Dylan Cease out at spring training, and we brought that up, and he was so fine with it. He said, I
would
felt
do it again.
as good as I could have possibly felt.
Okay.
It just wasn't my night.
He had basically flushed it.
Okay.
I don't think he has any regrets.
I thought what you were gonna say is the pitching for a contract. He's pitching for a contract, which is a huge thing. And some guys thrive.
Right.
Some guys go, oh man, every out I get is another $100,000. Every K I get, I'm gonna take it to these guys. And then there are guys that are like, if I don't pitch well, I'm gonna lose 40 million. I mean, the thing with Dylan, the stuff is so good, he's still gonna get a huge deal. I mean, he's gonna get no one's gonna be like, hey, let's get Dylan for 4 years, 15 million per. It's not gonna happen.
There will be a Brinks truck involved.
No doubt, no doubt. So with him, I think it's just command. He's putting too many guys on. He's not putting enough guys away. And he just, for me, if I was his coach, I would go, bro, you're literally one of the most electric pitchers. Just go trust it. Go trust it. Trust your stuff. Let it eat. See what happens. You got a great defense behind you. Let it eat. Go. Get after it. And throw your fastball. Throw that 98-mile-an-hour fastball at the top of the zone. If they hit it, they hit it. You tip your cap. But I think he tries to be too fine sometimes. He gets in a lot of deep counts. Like the last game they played, Ben pointed out too, and they talked about on the broadcast, they fouled off like 19 two-strike pitches. So his pitch count goes. He's at 60 pitches after 3 or 2 1/3, and you're like, he's going to give us 4 innings today, and we got to get 6 or 7 from him.
I think the fastball hasn't been as competitive as it needs to be. They're laying off that, and when you can do that, and you're locked into the slider, which has been good, especially last start, it had sharp break.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're looking for it as a batter, you see that and you just lay off of it. So I think it's hurt Dylan in terms of the batters are just feeling a little more able to isolate what they're looking for from Dylan Cease, and that can make a huge difference for him. I actually like him in this spot today. As Wood said with Bud Black, a little pressure off. I know what you're thinking, Yankee Stadium, huge game. They're going up against Max Fried, who's been absolutely dominant this year. I kind of expect Dylan to rise to the occasion today. Now, will they win the game? I don't know. Max Fried has been really good this year. The Padres have not done as well against lefty starters as they have done against righty starters. This is going to be a tough game, but in some ways that almost takes a little bit of the pressure off, I think. Just go out there and sling it and battle with another one of the, number one type pitchers in the league and just do your thing today, Dylan.
Have some fun out there, man.
Quite separate from his performance on the mound, where were the three of you on the Jeremiah Johnson look?
With the
did not like the beard. I think you should go back to the Doc Holliday.
The 70s movies reference, kids. I apologize.
I think you should just go back to the straight.
Robert Redford, look it up.
The straight
now
stash.
He's kind of in the mid-range.
He's in the mid-range
of the scruffle. What do we call it? It's coming back, but not full beard.
Scruffle.
The scruffy face.
Put that with eggs, don't you?
Yeah, scruffle and eggs.
Scrapples.
Scrapple.
That's right.
We're going to Pennsylvania. We can get some scrapple when we're there.
Yep.
I mean, again, like I want to get back to that feeling where he was in that run last year. We're like, Cease is on the bump. Game over.
Yeah.
And you feel that way about Michael King. And I thought Michael
6
King,
innings handed over the pen.
Yeah.
Score 5 runs. Oh, game over.
Michael King, I thought pitched, and he said after the game, I had absolutely nothing. And there's something to be said for a guy not having any feel whatsoever, giving you 6 and leaving with a tie ball game. That's the mark of a really, really good pitcher that can figure out how to get you through 6 innings without having his best stuff.
And you should have Estrada, Adam, and Suarez all lined up today. I mean, I'm telling Dylan Cease, hey, you don't need to throw a complete game.
Give me 6.
Give us 6. We got an off day tomorrow. 6 as good as you've got.
Let it eat.
And then we will see if that's enough for us to win this game and win this series.
And props
against the Yankees.
to Pavetta for surviving a rainstorm.
Oh, man, incredible.
Incredible. I mean, at fresh ball every time, walking 2/3 of the way to the umpire just to keep the ball out of the
30-pound hat.
That game should not have been played.
It should not.
I mean, I'm glad they won, but that game should not have been played. That's
reckless.
That's the economics of baseball, where they don't want to have to give make goods to all the fans and figure out how that's going to work with a doubleheader or something. But yeah, that was an unfortunate series of events that led to that game being played. All right, we're going to take a timeout. Major, our Don't Do This segment is coming up next. Would you get anything in particular you want to bring to the table?
Well,
here?
they had a Pittsburgh Pirates employee has been suspended for beating the crap out of a patron, and it's pretty good stuff.
It's been a week or so in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, they've had an interesting time in Pittsburgh.
All right, we'll get to Don't Do This coming up next after traffic with Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan. First, though, tell you about my weight loss journey with sdfatloss.com. A couple of summers ago, 2023, I was looking in the mirror, not liking what I saw, get to the mid 40s and the weight just stays on a lot easier. And I thought, what am I going to do? They told me about sdfatloss.com. I said, I will give it a try. I've done other programs, though, and I was not able to keep the weight off, even if I was able to lose the weight. This was different. It was based on real foods, and that made a huge difference. I ate chicken. I ate steak. I lost 40 pounds in 60 days, but I've kept all of that weight off and then some over the past 2 years, thanks to their great strategies, great counselor and support system. There's no hormones. There's no injections. You don't even have to exercise to lose the weight. You just follow the program. Yeah, it's eating less. I'm not going to say it's a piece of cake, but I got used to it. I got in the groove. The weight came off. Boy, that scale dropping down every day is a great motivator. You can do it as well. Just check it out by going to sdfatloss.com. Set up your free consultation. And right now, month of May, the spring special is still on. Get $200 off the program. And in 2 months, it won't even be warm in San Diego until July. You'll be ready for the summer, for bathing suits and shorts. Start today. Be a new you by the time July arrives with sdfatloss.com. That's sdfatloss.com. Results may vary.
Hey players, things are about to get real here in San Diego. Introducing the all-new Hamul Casino Resort. With a 200-room hotel tower, exciting new eats and drinks, plenty of new places to play, and a luxe spa and salon. Hello, rooftop pool and deck. It's where players can play their hearts out and enjoy all the perks that come with it. It gets real this summer at the all-new Hamul Casino Resort, the players' place.
Don't Do This is brought to you by Trust and Will.
Don't.
Yes, leave your entire estate, house, kids, and life savings up to chance if and when you die.
Do.
Set up a Trust or Will online at trustandwill.com.
This
is a lot more affordable than you think. Visit trustandwill.com for more info.
You see what they did there, Major?
Don't do this.
It was a kind of poetry in motion.
Yeah,
it
really
was.
was.
I'm deeply moved.
I forget
beat.
for a half second.
And then he remembers that that's
Deeply
the new bit.
moved.
We'll be giving away some Padres tickets momentarily. Paulie, do not let me forget.
Don't let him forget, bro.
Ben.
Don't let
Not
him
now.
forget.
Like, remind me in just a minute. All right, I'm going to start. And you probably may have seen it during the game last night.
Is it okay that the door's open?
Yeah,
Like-
just let it cool
Wow.
off in here.
Have you noticed that there's anyone really
Wow.
else in this building right
No,
now?
actually, I
It's
haven't.
pretty empty.
I haven't.
We'll close it.
But I'm like, most
Here.
studios are hyperactive about the door thing,
Yeah.
but clearly
Not us.
not.
Let's just leave it open.
Leave
Whatever.
it open.
I did see our boss down. I was grabbing our coffee for the morning. Michael was down there.
Oh, he's down there.
Grabbing
Okay.
his coffee.
Grabbing his
Come
coffee.
say
Okay.
hello.
Please.
So yesterday,
Actually, don't.
Aaron Judge hit his cheapy 341-foot home run in the first row at Yankee Stadium. And these buddies are sitting there in the
This was
front
great.
row. And the guy catches it in his glove, and he is so excited. He holds it up. He is dancing up and down.
Mobbed by his boys.
Mobbed by his boys. They're jumping up and down. John Boy has the video, though. As they're celebrating, he doesn't realize it. The ball pops out of his glove and bounces to another guy who's sitting.
It
to
rolls.
It rolls like to the guy. He picks it up, pockets it, and then starts cheering for them again.
Like, yay, good
Like,
catch,
good
good
catch.
catch.
And about 5 seconds later, the guy looks in his glove and goes, "Where?" And he looks at his friends. "Where'd the ball go? What happened? I caught it. It's gone." And this guy is totally not even letting them know that he has picked up their ball, pocketed it, and keeping it for himself. And it is all caught on video.
Yep.
And it is absolutely hilarious.
Now, it begs the question of, is that a don't do this? I mean,
But don't do this for not securing your baseball when you catch it.
as Kelly Danick likes to say, secure your load once you
Otherwise, you'll have ladders
got it.
all over the freeway.
So,
And first of all, props to the surveillance state. That
Oh,
we
I
live
know,
in.
I know.
Video, everything is
Jeez.
on video.
I tell my
Everything
kids,
is-
I go-
everything is there all the time.
I tell my kids, you're not getting away with anything when you get older. And I mean nothing. Your mom will be tracking you. I'll have trackers on you. We'll be watching you in your car. Your cell phone will be monitored. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Welcome to the deep state. This is where we are right
That's
now.
right, man.
And so they did. The guy ended up giving it back.
Oh, he did.
He did give it back.
I didn't see that part.
He did. He did give it back.
because there was an intervening 5 minutes of Zapruder film type
Keep
reconstruction.
texting him like, bro, you're
and
busted.
then
You're
text,
busted.
and then the emails, and then the death threats came in. It all happened in 5.5 minutes.
Yeah.
Resolved there in live
Gave it
television in Yankee Stadium.
But I do feel like if you catch the ball and boot it, I feel like it's kind of fair game at that point. Now, remember, too, that is an Aaron Judge home run. That's not that's not
Ben
Rice home run. That's an Aaron Judge home run ball that now you have in your possession. And as we know, possession is 9/10 of law, but it's that 1/10 that gets you when it's on film, and you don't want to be shamed and mocked mercilessly. So he did get the ball back. This was an interesting story and video, and I guess this happened during the Padres game when the Padres were playing the Pirates. A Pittsburgh Pirates employee was suspended by the team after he was seen on video.
Again,
beating the crap out of a.
He knew he was on video. I mean, he must have seen the guy filming this incident, though.
So a drunken fan. We remember what happened in Pittsburgh. The guy fell over the rail. He's okay. He's walking now, which is he's up and at him. But man, another drunken Pirates fan gets in this guy's face after the Pirates employee had seen a little tiff going on. He's tried to break it up. So guys, not here. You're on the concourse. You're clearly overserved. Knock it off. One guy, long beard, gets in his face and is giving it to him. And he's standing there and he's taking it. And then you see the point in the video where
security guard's like, do it.
He's like, go ahead and do it. What are you going to do? And apparently he spit on him. And then, fists started flying. They got in a full-scale brawl in the concourse. The security guard did take his belt off, which I thought was a real power move.
And
you
can see it above you there.
Started to whip him with the belt. It was a pretty good tilt that they had here. And again, I feel so bad for security guards. I do. I think. Well, it's Pittsburgh. So I was going to say 40,000 fans there. No, in Pittsburgh, you have 300 fans there, many of whom are inebriated.
Is the problem that Pittsburgh Pirates baseball is just not tolerable if you're sober? So that's the only way you can actually make it through a game at this point?
I really don't know. But again, he spit in that guy's face. I think you spit in somebody's face. That's assault. Yeah.
It's on.
That's assault.
It's assaultive and it's on.
It's on.
And you have every right to defend yourself.
Now, if you're at work, I think you do have to find a non-violent solution. You're representing the organization as an usher. You're wearing their logo.
So somebody can come up and pour a beer on your head, and you got to just wear it.
You have to call in the actual officers to make an arrest. You cannot take the law into your own hands if you are an employee representing the team
isn't
in that
job
situation.
As a security guard?
He's an usher. I don't think he's a security. Is he a security guard?
Well, those lines are kind of blurry.
They are.
If he did, then he should have
in a stadium.
He should have handcuffs. He should have something identifying.
He's an usher.
He got that belt off so quick and just started smacking the guy.
I loved it.
All right, finally, a little do this.
DD mega do.
I have trouble making decisions.
What the heck is that?
That was a newscast. We need to play this for Major.
DD mega do.
You have it.
So we do do this. So we do don't do this, then do this. So like a positive story. But that newscaster from
do we have the whole? So she's trying to pronounce the name of a
fallen police officer.
A fallen police officer with a tough name to pronounce.
Oh, poor.
Here it is. Yeah, Major, you and I can.
That's the drop.
DD mega do.
You haven't pre-read it on the teleprompter. And it just pops up on the teleprompter, and you realize, okay, I got to phonetically figure this name out on the fly.
It was a fallen police officer, Deidre
Mengadao or something like Deidre Mengadao. Yeah.
Final goodbyes to this fallen Louisville police officer, DD Mega Doo. I'm sorry, Mengudu.
All right. All right. Let's just pull the curtain back for a second. You cannot put anyone in that position.
No.
Especially that kind of story.
Yes.
You have to know the pronunciation, and you cannot go on the air. You cannot sit there if you do not know how to properly pronounce that name.
You can't do it.
You can't.
It's the biggest thing when I know when I'm anchoring, go to the producer. If I don't know a name, like read through every story. All right.
Yes.
What's this name? Give it to me
You'll be
again. Give it to me
relentless
again.
about that.
Relentless.
You have to be
Spell
relentless.
it phonetically in the
Yes.
prompter for me.
Right.
That's the thing I worry about the most when
Right.
I'm on the air.
And properly so.
I would hate for this to happen to you, but
I know.
please let it happen to you. Something like this. I, as much as I would hate it, I would also be very good for the show. Very good.
All right. What do I say? Oh yeah.
All right, so we have to do the segment now.
No, no,
do,
a positive
do
story.
this.
Yeah.
I know how hard it is for me to make decisions. I hem and I haw and I think about the consequences, and I have trouble making big decisions. So props to the Utah Hockey Club, who have finally made
they did.
a decision and announced it, I believe, this morning. They have a name finally going forward. You may like it, you may not like it, but they were revealed as the Utah Mammoth.
Okay, I
Going
like
forward.
Mammoth, that's good.
Yeah,
I like it.
I thought it was pretty decent. Now, remember, I think they wanted to be the Yetis, but they could not get the trademark away from the drink cooler company, the
Right.
Yeti company. So they've got that denied. So they've gone with, I think, their second choice. They had fan balloting as well. And starting next season, they will be permanently known as the Utah Mammoth going forward.
That's cool.
Yeah,
I
I
like
dig
that.
I
There's
dig
a
that.
there's a NLL team, the National Lacrosse League, the Colorado Mammoth. Great logo, great color scheme. It's a great one.
Yeah,
It's a
they
good one.
unveiled their logo, their jerseys. They look pretty sharp. And congratulations.
All right,
So
let me
finally
ask
having
you
a name.
Can I get a dumb question? I should know this, but I don't. Are the Padres required to do another City Connect, or can we keep the current City?
Required.
Required.
Yeah, this is the last year of the
Yeah.
current. Yeah.
Already working on the new one.
working
Against
on the
that.
notes.
I'm against that. I
You
want
want-
to keep the ones
All
we
right,
have.
that's fair.
That's fair.
Diamondbacks just unveiled their new one, and most people like it. The
Yeah.
Serpientes in the bold purple.
Pretty cool.
Pretty good reviews this last week.
But it took me a while
Of course it did.
to get used to the new City Connects. I wasn't an immediate fan.
How
I
many
was
times
kind
have
of
you
like,
worn it? Do you wear them?
I have one at my place in Borrego.
Yeah.
Now that's the third most frequent place I travel.
That's true.
So,
you don't have it with you in DC, so I don't know how
Well,
much
just
you
made
really
the
like
point
it.
that
but I don't want us to change. I love those. I want those on the
older
Fridays. Those are
gentlemen
great.
like us
Older
Yeah.
white guys
Yeah.
like us
don't
don't
look
good.
Yeah.
great in the City Connects, honestly.
And as
but-
the oldest white gentleman in this room, I feel your pain.
Now,
Yeah, I'm excited to see what they come up with.
the Padres do a lot of things right.
They do.
Presentation,
Yeah.
ambiance, and everything. They do a lot right. But I've seen so many teams in Major League Baseball. It's like 50-50. The City Connects are either awesome or they're dog ass.
Yeah,
They're
yeah, they're
terrible.
terrible.
What'd you think of
And
the
because
Chicago
the first
White
ones were so good, I'm scared of the next one.
Exactly.
The Chicago White Sox, Chicago Bulls throwback jerseys.
Fantastic.
I
I like
thought
it.
they're terrific.
I like
the
it
ones
too. I
They,
think
they
they look so
unveiled
cool.
this
Wow.
last
I
week.
think it
Yeah.
looks so cool.
And that is don't and do this for a Wednesday.
That was Don't Do This with Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
All right, we can talk about the rest of Major League Baseball. If there's a silver lining, the NL West kind of fell flat on its face mostly yesterday, but we can talk about the rest of baseball coming up in our next segment on
And-
97.3 The Fan.
And
And
got
Padres
an update.
tickets.
thank you. See, Paulie remembered.
Major League Wednesday is also going to be still a Big League Wednesday because our buddy Adam Jones, he's going to call in at 8:35 in about an
It's
hour.
been forever.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
It's been a while since we talked to AJ, now an official employee of the
Oh,
Baltimore Orioles.
It's not as
by the
easy
way.
as it used to be where I could just text him. Now he's got to run it up the
And I got to give
flagpole.
away those Padres tickets because I promised. 833-288-0973. Fifth caller is going to win the pair of Padres tickets to next Wednesday's game against the Los Angeles Angels. The first 40,000 fans in attendance will receive a free reversible retro bucket hat that Mud claims you can wear 10 different ways. I think if you get 4 out of them, you're doing pretty well. Get your tickets at padres.com/tickets, and we'll be back next here on 97.3 The Fan.
You know, as I pull up the copy to read this endorsement for QC Kinetics, the first thing it says, Woodsy, please talk about your results. I'm beyond happy to do that. QC Kinetics changed my life 1,000%. A few years back, got to the point where my wrists were so painful, I could not play golf. I could not pick up my 3-year-old at the time, and that was kind of the thing that sent me over the edge. I picked him up, I had to put him right down, and I went, "Oh man, I'm in deep trouble here." Went to QC Kinetics, was as skeptical as you are hearing this ad. Trust me. And then I learned about the regenerative cell therapy. I'd read about it before, PRP, things like that, and I said, "I'm a little nervous to try it, but I did it. I'm so glad I did. Have not had to go back yet. My wrists are stronger than they've ever been. So if it's a knee, If it's your back, if it's your shoulders, whatever joint is hurting you and keeping you out of doing the things that you love to do, call QC Kinetics today. You have to. I will be a fan of theirs for life. 619-614-PAIN is their number. A couple of different locations, one in Torrey Hills and one in Hillcrest. I've been several times to Torrey Hills. Phenomenal location, phenomenal people, and look, phenomenal results at the end of the day, which is what matters. So again, get back in the water, get back on the golf course, go to QC Kinetics, 619-614-PAIN. They'll give you a free consultation when you call. 619-614-PAIN. It's QC Kinetics.
Hey players, things are about to get real here in San Diego. Introducing the all-new Jamul Casino Resort. With a 200-room hotel tower, exciting new eats and drinks, plenty of new places to play, and a luxe spa and salon. Hello, rooftop pool and deck. It's where players can play their hearts out and enjoy all the perks that come with it. It gets real this summer at the all-new Jamul Casino Resort, the players' place.
It was not a great day for your San Diego Padres, losing was it 12-3?
12-3, yeah.
To the New York Yankees yesterday. You could argue, though, it was a worse day for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Welcome back. It's Ben and Woods. Paul, we got special guest Major Garrett in studio all morning, which is a real treat. Adam Jones coming up an hour from now for a Big League Wednesday going to join us. The Dodgers not only lost to a much inferior opponent as they fell in 10 innings to the Miami Marlins on a Jesus Sanchez game-winning single in the bottom of the 10th, they also lost one of their key players for an indefinite amount of time when they placed Teoscar Hernandez on the injured list with what is being reported as a grade 1 groin strain. Those groins can be tricky. Hamstrings can be tricky. We saw Jackson just miss 24 games because of it, and Jason Hayward was out with a hamstring as well, not quite as long.
Lockridge,
hamstring, that's right. But groins can be even worse sometimes. So they're not even putting a timetable yet on his return. And I think, for my money, Teoscar Hernandez is the secret sauce for the LA Dodgers this last couple of years.
I mean, he's that thunder that you have to keep in the back of your mind as you're working through the top of that terrifying.
The MVPs.
Yeah.
The 3 MVPs at the top.
Right. And then you're trying to find that breath after you've gone through this. Oh, God, there's Teoscar. And
he's cleaned up, man.
Yes.
He has cleaned up for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Was leading the team in RBI.
Massively important part of that lineup.
It's a huge, huge loss for them. They did bring up James Outman, who had some success when he started. I'll tell you, though, the most miraculous thing for them is Andy Pages turning into an absolute superstar. I said it the 2 weeks into the season. He's the worst big leaguer I've ever seen. He was dropping balls. He looked lost at the plate. Something clicked with that kid, probably when I said it. And I will never say that again. Trust me, I learned my lesson. He looks like one of the best players in baseball. And in fact, I think he is one of the best players in baseball. He's robbing home runs. Mm-hmm. He is hitting home runs. He has really been good lately. Fantastic.
Would you like to say anything about James Outman? Because they just called him up.
I just said that, yeah.
Yeah, so don't say anything.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No, say nothing.
James Outman, super stud.
Yeah, right,
absolute stud. Can't miss. Cannot miss. James Outman cannot miss.
Yes.
Right now.
Future Hall of Famer. James Outman.
Yes.
So,
no question.
The Giants did win. They had a weird win. They went to extra innings against the Cubs, and then the Cubs had a chance to win it in the bottom of the 10th. Second and third, one out, and they weren't able to bring the run home.
It's very un-Cubs-like this season.
Yeah, but what is Cubs-like is bullpen meltdowns, and they had a giant one in the 11th inning when the Giants scored 9 runs in the top of the 11th inning, going on to a 14-5 extra inning victory.
Ryan Presley, not a good night. 8 earned runs for Ryan Presley.
8 batters, no outs.
No
right?
outs, yeah.
That's about as bad
I
as
am
it
not
gets.
surprised by the Giants. I was very fearful of them going into the season. I really thought they were going to put it together, and they have.
So
good club.
So I saw an amazing Giants stat yesterday. They are now 21-5 when facing right-handed pitching.
Wow. Whoa.
This year, and I believe that includes an 0-2 against the Padres.
Yep.
Last week, so they're 21-3 when facing non-Padres right-handed pitching so far this season.
That's pretty incredible.
Yeah, that's a good thing to have in your back pocket if you are a Bob Melvin, knowing, all right, we dominate righties, and we're going to face a majority of righties over the course of the season.
Well, congrats to a member of the Ben and Woods coaching tree, Brett Boone. His, he just got named the.
It's a miracle worker.
Hitting coach of the Texas Rangers. And boy, did they respond. The 6 runs on 16 hits last night under the first game under Booney. I don't know what he said to those guys, but whatever it was, it certainly opened the floodgates, and they were able to win as well.
And you laugh about it. I doubt there's anything that Brett could have done that impacted the Texas Rangers in one
day.
Yeah.
Doubtful.
Very
highly doubtful.
But you got to feel good about it when you're flew cross country to meet the team in Boston. I mean, I'm sure you're, a lot of introductions going on because he's not tied with that organization in any way other than the fact that, he played for knew Boch, and got that call from Michael Young last week. But now he's there and off to a good start. Diamondbacks beat the Mets 5-1. It looked like you were telling me you were watching some of that game, and Zach Gallen was scuffling.
He was. I mean, they had him on the ropes, and Starling Marte takes a 94-mile-an-hour heater down the middle, full count, bases loaded. Just watch it. I don't know what you're looking for there, full count, but he guessed wrong. And next thing you know, I said, Gallen is scuffling. He cannot find the plate right now. He's walking guys. And he locked in and allowed 1 over 7 to shut down the Mets. And my beloved Paul Skeens, he has found his
kryptonite.
He's found his kryptonite in the St. Louis Cardinals. And he is now 0-4 against the Cardinals to start his career. Now, he gave up 2 runs on 3 hits in 6 innings.
Send him down.
At what point does Paul Skeens? He is such a competitor.
Yeah.
And I mean, all these guys are competitors. How long is this going to last for him until he's like, you got to get me out of here? I mean, nothing really he can do.
Lasts until he's a free agent.
I
mean, you'd like to think that, the offense shouldn't impact his like Cy Young chances, but you feel like the Pirates offense is going to keep him from maybe winning a Cy Young because his record's going to be 9-14 with a 2.3 ERA at the end of the year.
Which they've given Cy Youngs to guys like that before.
Right. Felix Rodriguez won one with a pretty mediocre record in Seattle. I don't remember. Paul,
Felix
Hernandez. I'm sorry.
God, what was his record? I think it was
like 500 or something.
Like maybe a game below. Even
yeah, 12 and 13 or something.
But he had
like
a 1-something ERA. Yeah. Like he was disgusting, and they had to give it to him. But
so just one quick word for the listeners. 2 things. One, I've been a Padre fan since 1969. I've been on the East Coast since 1990, and in various ways, staying up late with this team on the East Coast all that time.
That whole time. There was never a year you said, I can't do this.
No, never.
Wow.
And let me tell you, right now, to stay up late, 12:30, 1 in the morning, to watch this team is great. I stayed up late 5 or 6, 7, 8 years ago when they were terrible. We're in a really great spot.
Yeah.
Folks, we are in a great spot with this team, this club, the excitement, everything around it. 2, like you guys are describing, we all run around MLB and watch other games.
Oh, yeah.
And we hear other broadcasters. I'm telling you, folks, Donnie and Mud, elite. They're just elite. They know the game. They love the game. They're funny. They have a great rapport. And it's great fun to watch them call a game. You go around MLB and listen to other broadcasters. They're fine. They're serviceable. I'm not saying they're terrible, but these guys are absolutely elite.
I'll say it. There's some terrible ones. There's some absolutely terrible
Okay, there's some dog meat out there. Okay, you're right.
Doubt.
There's no personality.
None.
It's just they are just calling a game. They are just Johnny broadcaster, and they do not separate themselves by any means.
I love that, man. And yeah, Major, it's Jesse Agler called it the golden age of Padres baseball right now. And I think he's right.
It is.
We have kind of caught the comet by the tail here, especially for us. And just trying to have fun with this thing every single day. It is weird when you see a game like last night. Last night is an anomaly for the San Diego Padres now.
It happens.
It used to be commonplace, and it's an anomaly now. It is.
We need to check traffic, but Major's got something exciting. Well, something we're going to talk about coming up here in just a couple of minutes, but stay with us. Check traffic. Be right back here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is sponsored by City Cruises. Well, emergency crews have retrieved that vehicle that went over the side on the Lake Jennings Park Road off-ramp westbound 8, so looking much better there. And really no other incidents or accidents to mention at this time. Set sail with Randy Hauser as he lights up the bay for an exclusive concert cruise like no other. Join us on Friday, May 23rd with City Cruises live in San Diego for an epic night of country music, dinner, drinks, and skyline views. Get tickets now at citycruises.com/live. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben and Wood, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
By the way, congratulations to Carlos, who won the Padres tickets in our last segment. Carlos actually admitted to Paulie
This was a first
that he was calling us from the shower. And
give
he
me old,
said, wait, I won? Yeah.
Ring 97.3 The Fan. Who is this? He goes, hey, Paulie. Oh my God, it's Carlos. Hey, what's up,
you let it start ringing, then you get in the shower. I mean, you don't bring your cell phone. Does anyone bring their phone into the shower with them?
I have we have a window, like a little ledge, and I'll put my phone up top. It's behind, nowhere near the water.
For what, though?
To listen to music.
Oh, I just put it on you have a speaker in your bathroom?
Shower speaker?
I need a new, like a JBL.
JBL.
I need a new speaker.
Because I just put the JBL on, crank the tunes when I shower, when I, wash the kids.
Yeah, we have one. It's not very good.
Not great.
I got to get a good one.
Is there any particular kind of music when you're showering there?
Mornings is usually something to get me fired
Rock
up.
enough.
And then like and for my kids, it's whatever I want to try to turn them on to. I've done a good job so far at molding their musical minds,
introducing them to the American canon.
Correct, and trying to keep mom's tastes out of that necessarily. For the most part,
yes,
right.
This is a subversive
It's
effort.
very subversive.
Yes.
Very.
I endorse it fully.
Yes.
Quick question for you, Major, since you brought up Don and Mud before the top of the hour here. How much time, I know you work out of Washington, but how much time do you have to spend in New York as well?
A little bit.
A little bit. I think the Mets have one of the best broadcasts as well. And yesterday, Keith Hernandez was quoted as crediting the owner of the Mets, Fred Wilpon, for telling their broadcasters to be honest.
That was Steve Cohen.
Oh, now it's Steve Cohen.
Steve Cohen now. It was Fred Wilpon.
It was Fred Wilpon, but that's what he started that. And he said, I want you to be honest about the team. Like, lay into us. And I want to credit also like Ron Fowler and Peter Seidler always said that to us as well. Like, hey, rip us. If you think we're playing badly, go ahead and lay into us, because that's what this is about. And I love that, hearing that a broadcaster feels like, I can be honest about our own team.
Right. You have to be honest.
Yeah.
If you aren't, you obscure what's going on and you prevent anyone from being reconciled to a hard truth. There are hard truths in competitive sports. And if you're not getting it done, you're not getting it done. And the people who are most interested in that have to scream that from the
It's a hard line though, because I found myself getting in arguments last night after winning 6 games in a row, having the number 1 bullpen in baseball, still having to defend the San Diego Padres after a 12-3 loss.
To whom?
That's on me. That's on me. I need to not.
To whom
engage.
were you defending him?
Twitter.
Oh,
Twitter people.
Yeah,
these guys suck. I don't. This team's awful. And like, I say it, and I don't mean to be a jerk when I say it, but I do feel there's a legion of fans that watch this sport like it's the NFL, and it just can't. You cannot do it, and the players certainly can't act like it. They cannot act like you get 1 shot a week, because you don't, and it's tough.
I think you might want to consider put the phone down.
Yeah,
time.
That's my biggest problem.
On
my
the clock.
biggest addiction.
Put the phone down. Time on the clock.
I was catching up in the clubhouse last night, and Red Sox fans, the players and the coaches, they know how hard it is sometimes to deal with their own fan base. We'll talk more about it, and we're going to spend some more time with Major coming up in a few months,
whether you want to or not.
Next on The Fan.
You know what? Despite the loss, having a nice little Wednesday in here on Ben and Woods. Hope you guys are enjoying it as well. Thanks for being here. Thanks for making us your morning choice. We really appreciate you. I'm Woodsy. Paul Reindel's the executive producer. Ben Higgins is your friendly neighborhood sports anchor. And we're joined by CBS chief correspondent, Major Garrett, who is in here for the long haul today. Morning
for the
radio.
long haul.
4-hour morning radio show. What's tougher, that or what you do for a living?
This is pretty good.
This is fun, right?
This is fun.
It is fun.
Yeah.
I could never do television because it's too prim and it's too proper. And
It is.
you have to wear button downs. You have to look like a banker at all times.
Exactly.
And I'll just
very much of a drag.
Yeah. That part of it. If you could just dress like I dress and do it, I feel like, all right, be a little bit better. But man, I've just gotten so used to this.
So if I could.
Yeah.
In the latter part of this month, May 27th, I will be. You remember my podcast, The Takeout?
Oh, yeah.
We closed that down in January. When we closed it down, I let everyone know that it would be coming back at some point in the near future. It will be coming back in May 27th as a 5-day-a-week, 1-hour politics show on CBS News streaming.
Wow.
And I will be anchoring that. I'm the driving force behind that show. And no neckties will be worn on set.
Look at you. Now, question for you. Because this actually ties into what I wanted to talk about here perfectly. And Major had no idea. Was this a you idea or was this a you need to do more idea? We need to grow our digital brand. We need to more exposure for you.
Let's just say this was a complex conversation with my corporate overlords.
No, we know the feeling.
Interesting that you bring that up because we had a complex conversation with our corporate overlords yesterday.
Interesting.
As a matter of fact.
Is it extra sweet because it's against the Dodgers?
Nando asks, can Major replace Woods, please? Again, I offered not to come in today. I absolutely did.
I also did. You know, Major and Paul, that's fine.
Paulie, hey, we could do it.
I think absolutely.
I think so. Again, we had the conversation. I got stopped after the show. Can I talk to you for a minute? Yeah, no problem.
Always a bad sign.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I got the hey, I have an idea. Now, normally when our boss Adam has an idea, I start to bristle and I get my haunches go up. And because I love him, he's a great boss. His ideas, I'm like, have you ever listened to our show? Sometimes, and so I'm like, all right, well, okay, yes, I'll take that into consideration. I'm not usually as kind about it, but yesterday he said, I've got an idea.
It's the way he presents
It's usually the way he presents it.
Hey, I don't know if this is going to be funny or not,
right?
But here's
try
my non-funny idea.
Right. So again, you know, the content part of the show, we don't have really a problem with. Some days are harder than others, but he had this idea and he said, what are your thoughts on doing a new YouTube show, you and Ben and Paul? And I said, sure. What's the, like, why, number one, what do you want and how often do you want it? And because we do the 4-hour radio show, we don't, you know, we're in here 20 hours a week for sure. We don't get preempted by baseball games a lot. So we're doing the full 20. We do the hour-long roundtable on Thursday. But he said, I want something different. And I said, oh, that's a good word for me. I like to do different things. He said, no sports, whatever you want to talk about. Literally, anything you want to talk about. And we'll do it once a month and we'll put it on YouTube. We'll call it like Ben and Woods After Dark. And I said, I don't like that name. It's a little bit trite. That's been done. So I said, I think I surprised the hell out of him because I didn't push back at all. I go, yeah, sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
Looking forward to it.
Right.
Because I do think that there's room for that. You know, and I do think it helps. The audience will like it. And hopefully.
Ben and Woods Before Dark.
Yeah, maybe Before Dark. Well, they get that every morning.
So dark for about half our show.
Yeah, it's dark about half our show. So I came up with the name this morning. My wife was helping me when I was in the shower. Not that way,
nice.
Unfortunately.
Congratulations.
Well,
thank you.
That's how you start a Wednesday.
That's how you start off
That
the day.
is a stellar Wednesday.
But we came up with Ben and Woods
Off the air.
and I like it. It's a little bit. I said, can I say bad words? He said, yeah, do whatever you want. Have
It's
guests
YouTube.
in.
Yeah.
It's YouTube. Have a ball. We'll put it up.
He presented it as like, I think, late night shows, like
Right.
a talk
Yeah,
show.
like a talk show type of scene, which,
anywhere from 20 to 60 minutes.
yeah, it can be as
Who
long as we
knows?
want, once a month. I said, that's feasible.
Can we bring Bobby Cressy in as our musical director?
Now, again, I think
Or
that
Paul
would,
Schaefer.
I think,
Yeah.
I think that would be great, but we're not paying.
True.
Bobby's a working
He
musician.
can take a cut of what the extra money that we're
The
making.
profits.
Right.
Yeah.
Totally.
Right.
So
Profit sharing.
I think, yes, I said, yeah, I like that idea. I do.
We'd like you to be a guest on our.
Oh,
off-the-air
absolutely.
show
When you're
at
in
some
town,
point.
it's a no-brainer
That will happen.
because we can do really anything we want. Now,
Okay.
I have logistical questions though.
Mm.
Who's the host?
I think you are.
Oh, I'm hosting this.
Well, I mean, I'll be there, but just to make it different.
I'll be
Do you
there.
not want to be the host?
I don't know. That's the thing is I thought we would.
Remember when we started as a show, we had to do an off-air podcast once a week or something. It was
Yeah.
Woods and Ben.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
We-
We,
we
switched it up.
We-
Woods
you-
and Ben.
You
so
kinda
clever,
directed
you
it.
guys. Wow.
Man. So I think. All right. So you want me to host it?
I don't know. I think it would make it sound different.
Yeah.
Why not Paulie host it?
Paulie could host
That's
it
a
too.
great idea.
Come on.
The Rindle Report.
Rindle
type.
Report.
Like I just
Yeah.
give you guys the stories, the direction, and let you go, wind you up.
I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it even a little bit.
Come on.
So that's going to be
Call it like second take or something, where
instead of first take.
Yeah. there's a host,
Second take.
and
It's pretty
two
good.
commentators. Yeah, how about that?
I think.
Very original.
Double take.
I think.
Lukewarm take.
Yeah, lukewarm take. So we're going to be doing that. So look out for that on your YouTube at some point. Don't know when the first one's going to air, but I think he was really surprised by my reaction.
It's not going to be a daily show like Major stuff.
Right.
No, it will not
Yeah.
be daily.
No.
It will not be daily.
Once a month.
But those corporate overlord conversations, you do realize the longer you're in the business, you're like, you can't fight everything. So
Nope.
some things you just have to say,
Nope.
yeah, sounds good. And I think I shocked the hell out of him when I go, yeah, great.
I just get to the point where I'm like, I'm a defeated man. Like, whatever you want,
Yeah,
dude.
whatever, you got me.
I got nothing left.
You got me.
I've been fighting for years. I got nothing
I
left.
mean,
And look, for me, this is a complete win because I created the takeout. It was my show. CBS sort of paid attention to it, mostly didn't. That's not a secret. Everyone knows that. And then they were thinking of this. We have the show now. It's called America Decides. Still called America Decides. Kind of awkward because let's be honest, America decided.
Right.
We know what happened
Right.
in 2024. And they were scrambling around for different names and different concepts. And I just held firm and said, no, we're going to ultimately, you're going to go through a lot of exhaustive procedures. And ultimately, we're going to land on this place where I've always been.
Yeah.
We're going to reimagine. We're going to evolve my show, The Takeout, and we're going to take the sensibility of it, the informality of it, and we're going to put it on the air 5 nights a week, built around politics. And that's what we're going to do.
good for you, man. That's that. We probably will not be going down the politics road on Ben and Woods. And who knows where the
I would
thing-
advise against it.
Yeah. We're gonna figure out where exactly it's gonna go. But yeah, I think it'd be fun. Again, I like the ability to stretch our legs, and I like that they're like, hey, do what you guys want to do and be yourselves. And so that be looking out for that to the tier ones out there. Hope you watch and enjoy. And that will be.
You are
happening soon.
engaging conversationalists, so it'll work.
Yeah, I think it'll be good.
I mean, Paulie is for sure.
Yeah, Paulie is
The
for
you
sure.
two, I don't know.
Yeah.
Some work might be required.
Meanwhile, we may have extra time for engaging conversation with Major coming up in January.
Yes.
Because we found out.
Yes.
This is very exciting.
It is
that
for me.
for the first time,
Mhm.
Major Garrett is going to be participating in Padres fantasy camp.
I cannot wait.
2026.
indeed. Yes,
you pulled the
indeed.
trigger, huh?
You've
Yeah.
been telling us for years you
Yeah.
wanted to make this
Yeah.
happen.
Well, I was going to do it last year, but the camp dates, you know what? They were right in inauguration week.
Yeah.
And
It's tough with say, hey guys, I'm taking off to go play baseball.
Yeah.
See you
And
later.
your chief Washington correspondent is going to leave Washington for inauguration week to go play fantasy camp baseball.
Yep.
Not really permissible. That's one the corporate overlords won decisively. So,
Yes,
yeah.
yes,
So
100%.
this January, I will be there with my exceptional producer, Arden Fari, who played Division III baseball, started at third base for Wash U for 4 years.
Nice, man. Nice.
He's a true athlete.
So he's got to be stoked for this.
He is. He's great. And Art and I have, when we covered the presidency and we traveled around the world, we always brought our gloves and played catch in Panama, played catch in China, played catch in India.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's so great. You're going to love it.
He's as good a guy as could possibly be. The best producer I've ever had. If I've ever accomplished anything the last decade, it's because of Arden, and he'll be with me.
That's so rad.
Now, will there be any content created while you're there?
No.
So he's not bringing the camera.
This will be an off-the-grid experience.
So can I make a suggestion?
You guys can do whatever you want with us, but we are generating nothing.
Well,
we will be off the grid.
Well, we will certainly, speak with you and have you on the air. But my idea, and I haven't even brought this up with Paul and Woods, we've talked to so many of the camp counselors, the coaches, Andy Ashby and Heath Bell, and we've talked to them many times. I would love to hear Major Garrett interview those guys and record it.
So he's coming there to play baseball. Now we're putting him to work.
I feel like but
could you clean our Airbnb while you're there too? Maybe cook us dinner every night?
Now, Major, some laundry piling up.
Feel free to say no, but I think some of the most fun moments are sitting down and talking to those guys.
It's the best.
And you might actually enjoy taking 10 15 minutes and chatting with some of the Padres legends.
Absolutely.
If you don't mind,
this is corporate
overlord
corporate
speak right
overlord.
now. If you don't mind us,
Major, we don't have any money for it. It'd be great for your brand.
You'll
interview.
probably be doing it anyway. I'm just saying, if you don't mind us recording it and then playing it back on the air when you do have these inevitable conversations, I think it would be fascinating.
I will take that under advisement.
Thank you.
That's a no.
Can you spend the money to come out to fantasy camp and then also work is what we want you to do. It's essentially what Ben is asking you.
I think it's a good idea.
Are you a good cook? Because we could use somebody that could cook for us. My laundry piles up like crazy. Frankly, I'm sick of doing it out there in nature. So Ben actually did have the good idea too. When we go, we stay in an Airbnb out there because we have to get up and go do the show. We don't get to go to the moon and drink all night and party. If you and your producer wanted to stay with us at the Airbnb, that could be fun too because we
consider that done.
We do some late night.
The Real World Peoria.
Yeah, Real World Peoria.
Exactly. Garrett, Paul Reindl, Stephen Woods, Ben Higgins, and
Arden Fari.
Yes. Major's producer. We'll vote someone out every night, and
they have to go stay at the Hampton Inn after they get voted out. You're gonna love it, man. There's nothing like it. Yeah, take Major down to explicit for sure. We have a couple of things that we always do.
Oh yeah.
Pillow fights, yes, good call. M. Sanchez.
Let me just ask this: will there be anyone older than 63 there?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You will not nearly be the oldest.
Okay.
We had I think he's 94-year-old first baseman that Mudd and I got in a fight about because I was pitching and they hit a ground. Somebody hit a ground ball to Paulie. They put Lou over at first base. Lou didn't know what planet he was on, and Paulie throws it to Lou right in the chest, and Lou just and watched it go by.
It was a slow chopper. I had to put something on it to get the ball there in time, and as soon as it left my hand,
curry on it.
Dude, it hit him right in the chest.
Right in the chest.
He like Olay. He was out of the way. And it just rolled all the way down.
Now,
right
mind you, I'm pitching.
Right.
And I look at Mudd and I go, and I hold my hands up and he goes, "It's his fantasy camp too." And I'm like, so I go after and I walk up to Mudd. I'm like, you ever hear of hiding a guy in, I don't know, right field maybe? He didn't know where he was, and you got him at first base. How's that going to work? And I was pissed, and then I had to go apologize. I'm sorry, Mudd. I get a little competitive. Sorry, dude. But I mean, it was like he watched me go by, and I went, "Oh my god!" Paulie gets robbed of a great play. I make a great pitch, get the guy to roll over.
It was the third out of the inning. Get out of the.
I'll never forget Mudd screaming, "It's his fantasy camp too!" All right, you got me again.
He was halfway between the dugout and the third baseline, like he was going out to make a pitching change or whatever. He's like starting to walk out of the dugout. And he's got his arms in the air. He's like, "It's his fantasy camp too!"
Oh, I was so mad. I was so mad.
So you play adult baseball now?
Yeah.
So I played it several years ago, and a lot of guys in their 50s, some in their 60s. I was in my 50s. And there you go.
Yeah.
Spring champion.
Yeah,
so we had a slogan. So someone's up and they drill the ball to the gap. we would all scream from the bench, take one.
Take one. Yeah, single. Stay at first, buddy. Stay at first. I'll tell you this, man. It's, whatever, 8 months away or whatever it is. Start stretching now.
Yes.
I'm telling you. Start.
A lot of hamstring attention starting.
Yeah, they do
now.
have their amazing staff of trainers that will be there. Like the Padres' actual Major League training staff will be there treating you every single day. It's got to be their worst week of the year. I mean,
it's got to be.
By far, it has
Everyone
to be
in
their
there
worst week of the
whining
year.
constantly.
I can't even imagine what that conversation was like when Padres management went, hey, we're going to need you guys in January to treat a bunch of weekend warriors for the week and keep them healthy and on the field during fantasy camp. You mean I go from Manny Machado and Fernando Tatis Jr. to this
Flubbo. Yeah. That'll be me. That'll be my nickname, Flubbo.
That cold tub is just filled after the game. Filled in the hot tub. I mean, it is nasty. It's nasty, man.
We all come hobbling in off the field, and they just bring cases of beer and just dump them into the cold tubs and say, "Have fun, boys."
It's a blast. There's nothing like it.
Spikes or plastic cleats?
Plastic cleats.
Plastic cleats. Got it. Okay.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay.
And
we'll get y'all dialed in.
Yeah, we'll get you dialed. It's there's nothing like it. You're gonna have the time of your life, man.
The thing I'm most anticipating, and I mean this sincerely, is to go in the first time when you go into the clubhouse and they've got your
it's unreal.
They got your jerseys.
There's nothing like it.
And that's the thing I'm
hanging
most
in your locker.
Garrett, and they lay it out for you.
Yeah.
There's nothing like it on the planet.
Yeah.
It really is the best.
Emphasis on fantasy. All
Fantasy.
unreal.
Yeah.
All unreal.
It's the best.
You really you let your mind wander.
What could have been?
What could have been if I was any sort of talented.
Yes, all those dreams I had on the Curdy Mesa Little League.
That's
fields.
right, man.
We won't see you as much though because the rookies they have to go into the minor league clubhouse.
Well, we might because we
will.
We volunteered to go in the rookies.
We've already been there enough.
I want you in the big one. They'll put you in the big one. They'll put Major in the big one. He's a celebrity. You don't put celebrities in the little one.
Pseudo celebrity.
But it's grown. I mean, the first year we went there was like 19 guys, 2 teams that you just played each other all week long. And you had like 4 empty lockers on each side.
Yeah, you had the whole thing yourself.
They have like 85 lockers in that giant clubhouse. There was nobody there. And now it has expanded so much that you're like rookies or guys like me and Woods were like, we don't care. Just put us wherever. We'll dress in the hallway. We're just happy to be here. They'll put you in the minor league clubhouse and you got guys like Boston Bateman and Ethan Salas.
They're right next to you. Really? Yeah. By the way, great point from Dominic here. I wanted to let you know if Tim Flannery offers you a cookie, don't eat it.
Eat it. Okay.
Do not. Hey, when I tell you, don't eat it. And if you do, eat a quarter, not the whole one.
Right.
The worst night of my life, of my entire life. That was the worst night of my life.
Here, would you like a hallucinogenic cookie?
Right. Oh, don't worry, Woodsy. It's mostly CBD. If that's mostly CBD,
I've never seen Woodsy like this.
Never. I was like under the covers at 5 p.m. crying, like praying to get home.
Please take these spiders off my face.
It was unbelievable.
Where did the spiders come from?
It was terrible. Don't eat that. I love Tim, but
all right, cannabis.
Yeah.
We need a contestant. Take on Woods. I don't know. Did you ever play Take on Woods at home, Major? This will be a chance to see this guy who is really good at this game work his magic in person. Chance for a tier 1 to qualify for a trip to Las Vegas as well. Our musical trivia challenge coming up next. 833-288-0973 if you want to get online right now. We'll play our game coming up next with Ben and Woods after traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. GEGE 000-466. For a full list of games and rules, play at 7 Mile Casino. Visit 7milecasino.com.
Another chance for me and Woods, though, to tell you about our favorite card room in San Diego. It's not just that it's so close and you don't have to drive an hour and back into the East County and walk through slot machines and smoke and parking and all the hassles. It is upscale. It's really cool. So I don't know if Major's ever driven by it. It's right on the 5 freeway. It's there. I had driven by it 1,000,000 times at 7 Mile Casino and go, what's going on in there? And then I finally walked in. I go, all right, this place is actually really, really nice. I was impressed.
Yeah, very impressive place. Great food. Always fun to go sit down and play some California style blackjack. They got Pai Gow, they got Texas Hold'em, they got Baccarat as well. But the smoke-free environment, the proximity to downtown, just 7 minutes away, is really what drives it home for me.
Still don't quite get Baccarat.
I don't either.
It's the one game that I have not fully understood, but I still love going. The patio is great, whether it's for lunch or go on the weekends for the award-winning brunch at Sammy's. It's voted best in the South County. Saturdays and Sundays, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. You can check it out. And again, short trip down the 5 freeway. You get off west side of the 5 on Bay Boulevard. In Chula Vista, it's 7 Mile Casino, just 7 minutes from downtown.
Hey players, things are about to get real here in San Diego. Introducing the all-new Jamul Casino Resort. With a 200-room hotel tower, exciting new eats and drinks, plenty of new places to play, and a luxe spa and salon. Hello, rooftop pool and deck. It's where players can play their hearts out and enjoy all the perks that come with it. It gets real this summer at the all-new Jamul Casino Resort, the players' place.
Curious, Major, if you were to play Take on Woods, what genre of music would you like your trivia to be related to?
God, I don't know. I think he is so formidable. I don't think I would venture to guess any genre. I think I would just humbly bow to his magnificence.
I'm feeling the pressure now. I better perform.
And we have, I'm looking at the list, and we have right now on hold.
The Andy Pajas.
The Andy Pajas.
We have like 3 Hall of Famers of Take on Woods on hold right now. I don't know how many even pick, but I'll randomly select someone. But I got the categories ready. Right. Woods, take off. It is time for today's game of Take on Woods. Take on Woods brought to you by Bay Alarm, security and fire alarms for every business. We got you. We haven't heard from Maggie in a long time. Guy and Roger, I'm sorry. I would love to hear from you. But Maggie, it is good to have you back on Take on Woods. How are you?
Aw, that's very sweet. I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Hi, Maggie.
All right. You know how it works. 5 questions of musical trivia. You go first. Woods goes second. If you beat or tie him, you will qualify for our monthly grand prize drawing. It is a trip to see Bruno Mars in Las Vegas, 2 tickets to the show at Dolby Live at Park MGM on September 3rd, a 2-night stay at the Park MGM, and a $100 gift card. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. And here are your category choices, Maggie. We still have duets, old and new-ish. That's an all 2-second song category. All aboard, and that one will become very obvious if you pick it. And our new category today is Pop Fly, and it is also an all 2-second song category involving the word fly. So, duets, old and new-ish, all aboard, or Pop Fly, Maggie?
All right, well, I'm going to actually take one for the team here and get the duets one off the board. I think I'm going to probably be terrible, but I'm going to.
It's been sitting there for a while.
And clear that out.
It's been sitting there for a while. So this is an all 2-second song category. Paulie's put together our 5 songs. To score the point, you need to identify the song title and the artist based on the short snippet that Paulie is going to play for you. I know you know how it works, so let's get to it. Paulie, you got everything called up? All right, let's put 60 seconds on the clock. And again, these are all duets from different eras because they are old and newish. Your time begins when Paulie plays our first song. Good luck, Maggie. Let's take on Woods.
I got you, babe. Sonny and Cher.
Correct. Song number 2.
Pass. I'll come back to that one.
Song number 3.
Pass.
All right. Song number 4.
Oh my God.
Tough one.
Okay, play it again. Can you play that one again?
Yeah, go
ahead.
ahead.
Pass and come back. God, pass.
Song number 5.
Told ya. Okay, that is that's definitely John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John. You're the one that I want.
Correct.
Okay.
Let's go back to song number 2.
Quickly.
All right, you got 2.
Pass.
I Got You,
know.
Babe by
Sorry.
Sonny and Cher. You're the one that I want from Grease, John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John. Now, Paulie picked tough spots in some of those songs. The second song was Empire State of Mind, Jay-Z and Alicia Keys.
Mm-hmm.
Song number 3 was Leather and Lace, Stevie Nicks and Don Henley. And song number 4 was Shallow from the movie, Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper. I don't know. We'll see how Woods does. Let's hang on the line, Maggie. This was a tough category, no doubt about it. All right, Maggie's score is locked in. It's all 2-second songs today, Woods.
Oh boy, all
He
right.
walks in like a champion.
Yeah, fair.
You know,
It's
not easy.
You got to act as if, man.
Not
Confident.
easy. Put your thinking cap on for this one.
All right.
60 seconds on the clock. Woods, your time begins when Paul plays the music. Good luck. Let's take on Maggie.
I Got You, Babe, Sonny and Cher.
Correct. Song number 2.
Empire State of Mind, Jay-Z and Alicia Keys.
Correct. Song number 3.
Leather and Lace, Don Henley and Stevie Nicks.
Correct. Song number 4.
That is Shallow by Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga.
Correct. Song number 5.
That is John Travolta, Olivia Newton-John. You're the one that I want.
Oh,
Bam.
Champion!
Wow,
Champion!
and that was not
champion!
easy. Duets old and newish.
5 for 5.
Wow. Sorry, Maggie.
Felt good.
That
Gotta say.
was-
in front of Major Garrett too.
That was
that felt really good.
impressive.
Thank
The
you.
Luis Arise.
Thank you. Thank you.
Paulie didn't even
5
pick
for
the easy
5.
parts on some of those songs. He had some of the tougher. Empire State of Mind. I was thinking just New York. He went with the hard part, and you got it anyway.
Thank you very much.
Wow.
Feels real good.
All right, Maggie.
Props to Maggie
No-
for her bravery.
Yeah,
though.
don't feel bad about that. That was an epic performance by Woods.
I
I was
love,
thinking 3 would be fantastic.
Man, I
on
love
that one.
Shallow so much.
You do like that
Such
one.
a good one, man.
Yeah.
The Star is Born. Great movie. Great film.
All right.
Unexpectedly good movie.
Unexpectedly. Yeah, I loved it.
Always
It worked.
remember us this way.
Oh, it's
It
incredible.
worked. It's a big league Wednesday, so we're going to take time out. When we
Nice.
come back,
Been a
Adam
while.
Jones. I have no idea where in the world Adam Jones is, but he will join us coming up next here on Ben Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Does feel good to have a victory like that, my friends. Listen, small victories in life are very important. But if you're worried right now about what's going on with yourself, financially, your family, you're worried about your finances in these crazy times, you are definitely not alone. A lot of people have racked up sizable amounts of credit card debt, monthly payment, not really making a dent anymore. If you do own a home, time to call Loan Pronto today. There's an easy way to get tens or even hundreds of thousands in cash out of your home's equity. They've got a lot of different options at Loan Pronto to help you tap into the equity in your home, get the cash you need to get back on solid ground. Most homeowners that do this end up wiping out their credit card debt, cutting their monthly expenses by about $1,000. And listen, you know what? Nothing to be ashamed about. You didn't mean to end up here. You don't have to keep stressing about money. Call Loan Pronto for fast debt relief now, 619-207-4336 or loanpronto.com, 619-207-4336 or loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Hey players, things are about to get real here in San Diego. Introducing the all-new Hamul Casino Resort. With a 200-room hotel tower, exciting new eats and drinks, plenty of new places to play, and a luxe spa and salon. Hello, rooftop pool and deck. It's where players can play their hearts out and enjoy all the perks that come with it. It gets real this summer at the all-new Hamul Casino Resort, the players' place.
This hour on 97.3 The Fan is brought to you by Robert Half. At Robert Half, they found that 67% of companies want to increase contract talent. That's why the recruiter's expertise and award-winning AI work quickly to find the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, they know talent. Visit roberthalf.com/talent today. We've been doing Big League Wednesdays for a couple of years now where we bring on ex-players and, friends of ours, managers. And we have a problem now because they keep getting hired away by big league teams. We'll have Brett Boone this week to the Texas Rangers, and Adam Jones, who's been our Wednesday guest for a couple of years now, got officially hired by the Baltimore Orioles. But they have graciously allowed him to come back on the air with us. He is standing by and will join us right after this check of traffic on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is sponsored by City Cruises. Just one problem here. Northbound 5 before the Coronado Bridge. Collision involving a couple cars. It's blocking one or two right lanes. Set sail with Randy Hauser as he lights up the bay for an exclusive concert cruise like no other. Join us on Friday, May 23rd with City Cruises live in San Diego for an epic night of country music, dinner, drinks, and skyline views. Get tickets now at citycruises.com/live. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben & Wood, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
So if I remember correctly, Adam Jones moved to Barcelona for a few months while his house was being built up in Rancho Santa Fe. That was like 2 or 3 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. Still in Barcelona right now. AJ, how's it going? It is good to talk to you again.
Don't remind him, dude.
I got the green light to go for the Bills. Thank you,
yes.
San Diego County City Commissions and all these art juries, you beautiful, amazing people who just put people through the ringer and jack them for thousands of dollars. I mean, come on, like seriously, it takes 3 years to get building permits, and I kept the shell that they wanted. The inside of my house is what I want. I can do what I want, but the outside, I'm like, I'll keep the wrench. I don't care, but just approve it. It's very simple, and let me have a paddle court. And they said hell no to the paddle, so we've been in an argument ever since. So it's been beauty. I miss you guys, man.
Man, we miss you too, dude. And like,
I got the green light, baby.
Well, I thought,
I
mean, when this all happened, I was like, bro, we're gonna be playing golf with this dude a couple times a week. He's gonna be throwing my kids BP, like teaching my kids how to hit and stuff. And you're over there in Spain still, but you got to tell us, man. You know, we caught up with you a while back. It's been so long since we talked to you. We miss you. The new gig with the Baltimore Orioles, how is that, number one? And obviously I want to talk about what's going on with the O's right now, but how's the gig and what are your responsibilities day to day?
Well, really, it's like year one. It's novice. It's just learning the day to day of obviously their emails, the reports of what's going on with guys. You know, I've asked them for the reports on the minor league guys, video. If there's anybody that wants me to look at any sort of video extra or anything like that. I also started to ask them to, like, let me get some of the outfield video. Let me see some of the outfielders if I can help out in any way, if I'm seeing something different. So really it's just, you know, getting my feet wet. You know, I didn't think I was going to get it right into it and be like, hey, here's my opinion. Yeah, that don't work in the game. I knew that going into it. I was advised well by a lot of guys. So it's just really about being novice and understanding how Mike likes to run his shop and how the guys, how they beat to their own drum and, really fit into their equation. I'm not the high on the totem pole on this side of the equation. So just try to fit in where I can.
So, I mean, there's still 128 games left. It's the definition of early, but of course, Baltimore got off to a bad start this year, 13-21. This is a team that won 101 games a couple of years ago, and everyone thought they would only be getting better with that young core developing and maturing. What is going on right now with the O's? What's the diagnosis, AJ?
Well, truth is, yes, bad starts are not good. The bright side is there are 128 games left, like you said. But you have to, you're right. You have to get it kicked into gear. You can't head into, I always believe, check on me June 1st. I always believe, I got 55 games under my belt, 60 games. I think there's a good temperament of how things could go. You remember a couple years ago when the Nationals were 19-31. Again, I was with the Diamondbacks that year, and we gave them that 31st loss, and I was in the clubhouse like, how in the hell is this team 19-31? And then obviously they went on and won the World Series. So I hope things like that happen. But again, slow starts are not good. Injuries have happened. Injuries happen on the wrong side of them for them, on the rubber side of them. A lot of the arms right now are down, and that's unfortunate. You count on some young guys who just haven't been in these situations. It's the East. They don't let up. It's Major League Baseball. It's not even about the divisions anymore. These teams, these hitters, they come out pounding guys. They're ready to get after it. And it was just a slow start. But as me, me, I'm one of the most optimistic people ever. And, a couple good weeks and you're right back in the thick of it. If you can get to June 1st and be hovering around 500, it still leaves the season wide open. And, like everybody is going to have a slow pace at some point. It's just a matter of when someone has theirs, and you have to pounce on every other team when they're faltering.
Talking to our pal Adam Jones on a Big League Wednesday here on Ben and Woods this morning. And one thing I'm not buying into at all, and I see a lot of reporters talking about this right now, is, oh man, has their window slammed shut? And I'm sitting here going, no, they still have a really good, young, affordable core. They need pitching. And if they get pitching, their window is as long as Gunnar Henderson and Jackson Holliday and Adley Rutschman are going to be there. It seems like they're going to all be there for a while. So, it's a hiccup, certainly, AJ. But, I know that some fans in Baltimore, I see a lot, I'm pretty online. They wanted the front office to spend more money. And, it's at this point, do you think it's something where, do you expect them, or is it play dependent to be active in trying to? Because the knock on the Orioles too is they have all these prospects and they're reluctant to move them. And in your opinion, is that the right way to go about it right now?
Well, I mean, it's the double-edged sword, especially with the market. I mean, it's like, I've said this many times. If the Baltimore Orioles say, here's $150 million to a player, that means that player is an A-caliber player. That means that the Phillies, that means that Boston, that means that New York, both of them. That means that Chicago. That means that the big boys up north, LA. That means the big boys right there at the border, my Padres. So it opens up. It's really hard for them to get the A player. I've said this, they can't miss either. We talk about like Jacoby Ellsbury when he went to the Yankees. He got the same deal that Chris Davis got, but it didn't hurt them the same way that it hurt the Orioles.
That's true. I mean? Yeah, you can absorb it.
The Yankees just were like, well, damn, you're not playing well. Well, you know what? Look,
see you later.
There's a nice country club in Florida. Hang out there for about 6 years.
Yep.
Do what you need to do. Like, they don't care. But with the Orioles, you can't miss. So trust me, I understand. Like, sign this guy. But if the Orioles were publicly saying, "Hey, we got a 6-year offer for $200 for Corbin Burns," the Yankees gonna pivot that from Max Fried.
Yeah.
They're gonna go. Oh, what? Oh, hell no. We've seen what he just did against us. The Mets are gonna say, "Oh no." The Boston is gonna say, instead of giving Crochet that, they give Burns that. Like it opens up. It's like when it's like a secret that lets out. Oh damn, that's a $200 million player. Well. Guess who? There's only certain markets that can get after that guy. But if he's a $50, $60, $70 million player, maybe the big market's like, we'll wait. If he falls, if he's there in February, we'll get him. you can't miss. And that's the thing that sucks when you're not in the big market. People talk about these floors and bottom. It's just when you're not in the biggest market, you cannot miss. And unfortunately, the Orioles can't miss with it. They got great prospects. They got great talent at the major league level. But it has to come from within. I think that's one of Mike's biggest philosophies is building from the brand from within, and he's done well so far. So let's keep riding with it. I know we have a hiccup right now with some injuries, but hey, you roll the dice with a long season, and you just try to see if it figures itself out. So we're gonna be grinding. We're gonna be grinding like everybody. But the Pods got off to the opposite. They got off to a good start.
Yeah. Talking to Adam Jones here on a Big League Wednesday. And Adam, you mentioned the AL East, which has always been the AL Beast because there's never really any bad teams in that division. But this year, the NL West seems to be the division with the Dodgers, 24 wins, Padres, 23, Giants, 23. And everyone thought, and, Diamondbacks, one of your teams going to be pretty good. They're 19 and 17. Only the Rockies are completely out of it. How do you see the NL West kind of playing out after, all these teams get off to pretty good starts?
I mean, you said it right. I mean, the West is, man, that's not a division that you want to go to unless somebody overpaying you if you're a pitcher, because just who you got to face all the time. You're going to be facing great lineups, but at the same time, you get great weather. I mean, wow, you get just fantastic. I mean, look at the Padres' last road trip, but it's the road trip that they're currently on. They've been rain delayed. It's a good thing that it starts at 4 o'clock for you guys. So it's like, okay, cool. Yeah, okay, cool. Actually cool because you can actually get home from dropping the kids off in practices and things like that. But it's still like, that doesn't happen in San Diego. That doesn't happen in LA. It might happen in Colorado. It doesn't happen in San Fran or Arizona. So it's just these things. I mean, that division is tough. And then San Francisco going and loading up. And, with Buster at the you never, he's a champ. And he didn't get hired just to take a check. He don't need no money. He wants to win again. He wants to win as an exec. So he's trying to take on that Dombrowski, that other side of that Ryan Sabian type role, which is good. And I think that's good for the game. It's shifted. People talk so much about the AL East. It's still a great division. Obviously, the Yankees right now are really playing good. But the NL West right now, and I think really for the last 2.5 years, 3 years, has been a juggernaut. And I think they're still in a lot of the thunder.
Adam, it's Major Garrett. How are you?
We got our special guest, CBS chief correspondent, Major Garrett, lifelong Padres fan. Too,
native San Diegan, just like
native
you,
San Diegan like you.
That's what I'm talking about.
I know David Rubenstein. He's a huge fan favorite, new owner of the Orioles. When he goes to the games, people flock around him. They are so glad to have a new owner. I get the feeling he is trying to get himself accustomed to the sticker shock of being a Major League Baseball owner.
There is one.
And I think that's part of where he's trying to get his sea legs with what the costs are, how much Boros affects the high market tiers of elite talent in Major League Baseball, and like trying to say, wait a minute, who sets the market? My smartest competitor or my dumbest, most reckless competitor?
That's great.
And I think that's going to take some time for him. And there's a tremendous amount of talent. I've got 2 really good friends who are huge Oriole fans. They're a little stressed right now, but like you, AJ, they think the season will balance out. But I do think for the new owner, getting accustomed to the market and the price tag and the sticker shock takes a bit of time.
I mean, he didn't get wealthy by, just being impulsive.
No.
That's not how those guys get that wealthy, by just like, look, it's a shiny new shoe. I mean, some guys, again, when they buy teams, I mean, trust me, we all have that envision of, if I had $1 billion, I'd buy this. Why doesn't Bill Gates have 17 teams? It's different. It's weird. It's a different stress for these guys. These guys aren't big fans of the game like some owners are, like Mark Cuban. It's an owner that's like, hey, I like sports, and now I got the money to be in sports. Like, let me be on the sideline. You got Steve Ballmer. You got some owners that are a little different, and personality-wise. I've spoken with Mr. Rubenstein at the same time, and he's not that to where like that, hey, put your arm around him, let's have a beer together. He's not that type of guy, and he's a quiet guy. He's a very, very
methodical,
smart guy, and very methodical. And I think that he is analyzing this investment, and I think that he's going to strike. And now when he strikes, Hey, he's been known to strike. He's been struck oil in his damn life, so hopefully he can strike oil with the Orioles.
I love it, man. I
AJ,
love it.
it was
Good to
so
talk
good to
to
hear
you,
from
buddy.
you, man. Take care, and we will hopefully chat with you again later on in the season.
Sounds good. You guys be well.
Thanks,
there he
buddy.
is, Adam Jones on a big league question. Good question there, Major.
Great question.
I'm always amazed that we can get that clear of a cell phone connection from Barcelona, Spain. Now.
Yeah.
I mean, it used to be an internationally. We were talking to Darren last week when he was on. You could barely hear anything. Now they could be down the street. You have no idea.
Fantastic. No, it's a great question and a really, really valid point. You know, not everybody is Steve Cohen.
No.
That walks in and is like, here we go. And the point that he made about you can't miss. You know, you just can't miss. The absorbing
Unless you're
huge
the Dodgers.
contracts. Yeah, I mean, certain teams can. They're not one of them. We're not one of them. And we've missed on some, you know, and it's hurt.
And the Orioles made a calculation that the arms that they had coming out of spring training would be sufficient, and they're not.
They're not even close.
The core talent, not pitching, very good.
Very good.
On the bump,
It's
very rough.
Very rough. And
it's hard in major leagues to come into the dugout, bottom of the third, down 6-0.
Yeah, it's impossible. You can't do that. I mean, there's no way you can do that and be sustainable. So that's great.
All right, final hour coming up. We will look ahead. Padres trying to win their first ever series at Yankee Stadium. They got a chance later today here on 97.3 The Fan. We'll talk about the matchup. Paulie will have some headlines on the Rival Report as well. Final hour with Major Garrett in studio. It's been a fun morning here on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Chat's always full of great ideas.
Is it?
Yeah, it is.
We
It's
have
really,
a really,
cool.
really great audience. Tier ones, and we get to interact with them more than you probably get to interact with your CBS News viewers mostly.
Yeah.
But they're smart, they're savvy. They're good,
quick.
great baseball fans. Yeah, they're sharp.
My
Really sharp
wife
bunch.
this morning, she uses AI a lot.
Does
And
she?
We have a discussion about it, and I don't use it particularly a lot.
What does she use it for?
For real estate.
Real estate,
stuff.
that's
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
Okay.
so she does it for real estate stuff. And
It's very much a catch-22, man.
it is, and it's one of those things where it's like I don't want to go down that road. For me personally, I like, for as bad of a student as I was an English major, and one thing I took great pride in is that I always wrote my own papers. I never grabbed, I read the books and I did the work. It's like the one thing in my life that I can look back on and go, I'm proud of that, right?
Mhm.
And so
you have other things,
but you
can
know
be
what I'm
proud
saying.
of,
I mean, bro, when I was in other classes, yeah, dude, I'd have the crib sheet here. I was not the only thing. I only gave effort in things I cared about, right?
Sure.
So when I had to take geology in college, I was like, I don't know, I'm not learning this, so I had the crib sheet. I cheated my ass off to get through that class, and I'm with English and stuff. But anyway, it's a long way of talking about with this gig. I don't want to use it a lot. I don't want to really use it ever. It's funny to do a picture here and there, but we were talking about this morning, and I said the chat is kind of like my AI. Like they give us so much information, and we just got this suggestion from Mark that said, for the after hour show, how did you not consider hot beef for the title of the show? That's an absolute layup. And I said, that's a really good idea. The chat coming through again. Hot beef with Ben and Woods. It's pretty solid.
Yeah, I like
pretty
that.
solid.
What do we just call it? Hot beef?
So, or just hot beef.
There's got to be a backstory.
So there is. Ben, if you would explain this. This happened a couple months ago. Ben decided to tell us the story.
Yeah. So what was the impetus though for even getting into the discussion?
Somebody said something about stop thief.
Yeah, and so we looked up the origin of
beef. Like beef.
Why is it an argument?
Why
Like you got beef?
Why
with
do we have
someone
beef
else? Why
with
do you
someone?
call-
Right.
Why do
Okay.
you call that beef? And I looked up the origin, and all these stories are somewhat, hard to really trace. But back in the, the 1700s in England, crime from like street carts was a big problem. People would just run by, grab an apple or whatever, and run. And it became so common that they got so tired of stop thief, stop. I mean, so that they turned it into hot beef, and you would try to look and okay, who's grabbing something, stop the guy who just grabbed it. And so the vendors had the beef with the thieves, and it was hot beef
with the thieves.
So this guy tells this story on the air.
Make sure you enunciate.
And as he said it, he yelled it like that. And Paul, you have the drop.
Hot beef.
So immediately I heard that. I said, save that, and we'll use that forever.
Right.
There's hot beef T-shirts. There's all kinds of hot beef is really sweeping the nation, the Ben and Woods nation, as it were, Major. But
unlike most of our drops, Major, it's funnier when Ben says it.
Yeah, it's not funny if I yell it.
It's exactly
hot beef. It's just doesn't have the same punch. But hot beef. The chat is
Ben, can I see it live?
Hot beef.
There we go.
Perfect.
Beautiful.
I mean, it's
Hot
just
beef.
absolutely perfect. How about
Who
Ben?
farted? That's a horse's name.
How about Ben going
Who
back and forth with
farted?
Ben yelling hot beef over
hot
and over?
beef.
Hot beef.
Hot beef.
Hot beef.
Hot beef.
We just call it Two Crumb Creeps.
Yeah,
as our show name as well.
That's right.
Okay.
Have you seen that clip?
No.
Okay, so this was a politician back in
Philly,
the mayor of Philly, and he was being hounded by reporters who were like walking on the sidewalk behind him as he was walking back to his house.
He was doing some things that were untoward in office.
In Philly?
In
No.
Philly. In
Really?
office, yeah.
I'm shocked.
And they got him outside his house as he was walking his dogs. They ambushed him.
You're a crumb creep. And I wouldn't take that off for nobody. And there's three of you and I'm by myself. And when it's over, there'll be nothing to it. Win or lose, okay? But you don't have the courage. You're a real crumb bum. Put that on camera.
Yeah.
You're a crumb bum, the three of you.
Three of
and I
us.
challenge you. You're a coward. You're a yellow sneak.
Yeah.
And if you want to, now what I say, let's forget all the rules of this great country we live in. I will go back to that wall with the three of you. Just me. You're a crumb creep coward.
Isn't that incredible?
That's
we were talking
Yeah.
about how, these days if you watch Mike Schultz ejection the other night,
Yes.
a lot of unsavory words,
probably.
And I said, man, what if we brought back insults like, you know what, you're a real crumb bum.
Yeah.
And I said, that is just brilliant. And so we played that. That's one of our favorites.
Do you ever get threatened by an interview subject?
Ooh, yeah.
Not like that.
Not like that.
Not like that.
You're a crumb creep coward.
Imagine a guy, the mayor of Philly, looking at you. You're a crumb creep coward. I'm going
You're a real crumb bum.
take you behind there. Just me and
All
you.
three of you.
All three of you.
Yeah. all three of you.
God, it's so good, man.
Yeah,
It is
although-
so good.
Although President Obama on global television told me my question was nonsense and I should know better.
I don't like that one. Like Eric
That
Hosmer
lives
gets me to
immortal.
decide on
Yeah.
that question.
Yes, in my career.
Oh, that's tough, dude.
And, that's
That was
someone you
all good.
obviously
It was all
have,
good.
have respect for. That had to be tough.
It was great. It was great. I
Yeah.
asked a hard question. He was pissed. Everyone knew it. And that's what makes hard questions land.
Mike Schultz just laughs at me when I ever ask him a question that he doesn't like. Yeah, he just laughs at me. I knew you were going to. Oh my God. It's tough. It is really, really tough. It can be very difficult. Listen,
Do you guys have the Lee Ilya post-game clip?
Lee Ilya? No, we don't.
You can't air it.
We could probably, yeah.
You can't air it, but look it up, kids. It's a laugh riot.
I think you have Tommy Lasorda's Kurt Bavacqua.
Oh, the Kurt
rant
Bavacqua, yes. That's
somewhere
epic.
though,
Yeah.
which is also another absolutely epic.
I have never, ever, since I've managed, ever told a pitcher to throw at anybody, nor will I ever. And if I ever did, I certainly wouldn't make him throw at a 130 hitter like Lefay or Bavacqua, who could hit water if he fell out of a boat. And I guarantee you this, when I pitched, and I was going to pitch against a team that had guys on it like Bavacqua, I sent a limousine to get the to make sure he was in the mother lineup because I kicked that ass any day in a week.
I don't know. I guess that's Dodger loving, but that is still one of the funniest clips of all time.
Yeah.
Speaking of Kurt Bavacqua as Ben Paulson.
But look up the Lee Ilya. It's so good.
So I am in Texas
Mhm.
over the weekend, surprising my dad for his 70th birthday.
Happy birthday, Dad.
Happy birthday, Pops. And I sent this to Ben and Paul, and they couldn't believe it. I'm what's known in San Diego as San Diego's concierge.
Mm.
I get asked to do weird stuff.
Weird stuff.
Like
The weirdest, of course, was
the period. Yeah, guy got a Padres jersey, and he asked me, hey, bro, are you heading down to the game? And I said, yeah. He goes, can you stop by the team store for me? Now, I know this guy a little bit. He said, can you stop by the team store for me and grab me a period? Because I want to put it after the junior on Fernando Tatis Jr. His jersey came without the period at the end of JR.
Uh-huh.
So he asked his favorite radio host to head on down to Petco Park and
Do
grab.
they sell?
I don't know. I think they do.
What?
But it was the
Is there a
ask.
special period line?
There's a period line. You can get the tilde. You can get all kinds of accents and stuff, right?
Okay.
And they'll do custom jerseys and
Accent
whatnot.
grave for
But
the French
But
speakers in the audience?
it was one of those things where it was like,
What?
why?
What?
So this may be. I forgot. I can't believe I didn't do this Monday morning.
Former
Speaking of-
Padres like Rob Deere, Kurt Bavacqua.
Kurt Bavacqua.
So you got a message from KB?
So I'm laying in bed on Saturday night, and I get a DM from the great Kurt Bavacqua, who I love. I love KB. He's a lunatic, but I love him. He says this.
He is the one legit San Diego Padre World Series hero.
That's right. That's right. That's exactly
Home
right.
run in the World Series.
He says to me, this is the truth. Can you help me get signed in on a HUD website for a foreclosed property in La Quinta? I want to bid on it, but can't. I don't have an agent, KB. Tried to send this to Hannah, but it was kicked back. Can you help?
Concierge service?
Yes.
I read
At
it.
the ready.
I mean, Major, this man gets like 4 requests from random strangers a day.
I read it 30 times and I went, what? What are you? She's dead asleep. Hey, babe. Kurt Bavacqua wants to bid on a house in La Quinta. Can you go log into your computer and get a HUD? I don't even know what he's talking about. Like, I had no idea. I was I sent it to Ben and Paul, and I go, "This is an all-timer, all-timer." I'll read it again, just because it's that unbelievable to think about. No, I lost it. Asking me to get up and go help him log into a HUD website to make a bid on a home.
Like housing and urban development?
I don't even know how it works. I have like $40 to my name. Like I don't bid on properties.
You don't know an FHA from a DH.
Bro, I don't even know how deductible works. Seriously. These guys know that.
Major might be able to explain that.
I could not wrap my head around it. Just a random DM. Let's see what Woodsy's up to. See if he can log in.
Yeah. Did you bring it up with Hannah?
No. Okay. Never even mentioned it to her.
Yeah.
He just did.
I just did. That's the first time she's heard of it.
Right.
Because I'm not going to bother her with that.
No. Right.
And I just.
So how are you and KB right now?
I think we're fine. You probably didn't want to get aired out on the radio, but if you send me messages, you're going to get aired out. I don't know what to tell you. If you send me messages, it is content.
By the way, where's my dry cleaning?
Yeah, Woodsy, can you grab my dry cleaning? It's true.
No, I'm serious. Where's my dry cleaning?
It's so freaking funny. So funny. Yeah, that was a new one for me. That's our buddy, Kurt Bavakra. I'm glad you brought him up.
Bavakra.
He'll always be Bavakra to me.
All right, Padres and the Yankees.
Former Padres like Rob Deere, Kurt Bavakra.
Can I not mispronounce anything ever and get away with it? Just once, I'd love to mispronounce a word and get away
Bavakra. Bavakra.
Bavakra. I'm telling you. Hey, could be worse. I'd rather have that than him in my DMs asking me to go log into a website for him in the middle of the night. God.
Next he'll be saying, "Hey, dude, can you do me some crypto and deposit the money in this very strange account?"
And this is what Matt makes a good point. He says, "I know it's weird. I think it's a sign of how everyone in this community feels connected to you. It's weird, but kind of cool that you connect like that." And my wife always tells me, "Quit your bitching. One day you're going to miss these messages." And I look at her and I go, I don't think I will. I will. Can't we just be friends? Like it's different.
It's up to them, not you.
It's true.
But I'm powerless.
Well, they keep giving me content, so keep them coming. I guess because it's fun.
Kind of like when I coached 14-year-olds. Everybody had a nickname. It's baseball. Everybody had a nickname.
Woodsy, Paulie, Benny.
There'd be a couple of kids that would come up to tryouts, and I didn't even bother giving him a nickname because I'm like, you ain't making the team. And I had one kid, he didn't like his nickname, and he asked about it, and I said, look, everybody calls you this. Everybody has, this is your nickname. It's a good sign if me and the coaches are calling you by your nickname, because that actually means we like you.
That's true.
And we care about you. If we just call you by your last name or by nothing at all, that means you probably ain't making the team.
Yeah.
You're not really a blip on our radar.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, oh, okay.
It makes sense now.
So it's a little bit like
what
that.
was his nickname?
I'll tell you later.
Oh, okay. Wow. All right.
There we are.
That's kids.
14-year-olds. Wow.
Come on, Pecker. Make that play.
His last name was Areola.
All right.
Okay.
Like Paul, like the soccer player Paul Areola.
Everybody in the coaching staff called him Nipples.
Yeah.
Okay.
Makes sense.
God, what can you please stop calling me Couldn't you just go Animal House Pinto or Flounder or something,
Like Matt says, there's no faster way to get a nickname to stick than to tell people you hate it.
Yeah,
I hate when you guys call me Nipples. Actually, you guys can call me Nipples, and I would kind of like it.
All right, Nipples. And I thought it was great. It made me laugh, but I was like, look, if it's really offensive to you, like, of course, we'll stop. But
Nipples,
once
by the way,
he kind of figured it out, first year in high school, and he's like,
please stop calling me Nipples. High school's hard enough,
I'm
bro.
like, bro, you're also my shortstop. You bat in the 2-hole. Like, you're good.
It's so good, dude. That's so good. Rein it in, Ben. I know you're wanting to. He's rubbing his hands together. He's losing his mind
a little bit. Just wanted to look ahead. Obviously, Padres and Yankees wrap up their series. 4:05 today, 3:05 with the Eco Water SoCal Padres pregame show with Sam Levitt. Dylan Cease on the mound against, guess what? Another former Padre. There's so many of them out there. Max Fried from the organization has gone on and done some pretty good things since he was traded. Was that the Will Myers deal? Max Fried, I want to say, way back when.
Will was with Tampa Bay.
Oh, that's right. Who did they get? Justin Upton, maybe?
Yeah.
Braves acquired Max Fried in December 2014 from the Padres, along with Jace Peterson, Dustin Peterson, and Malix Smith, in exchange for Justin Upton and Aaron Northcraft.
Wow. Justin Upton deal long ago. And he's gone on to some pretty good things. Had a decent career, just signed a big free agent deal with the Yankees. And sometimes that can be difficult. You go to New York, you have the pressure of being in the pinstripes. He's just signed a giant deal, and you get off to a bad start. Not at all with Max Fried.
No.
He is having a great start. His ERA is hovering around 1, and the Yankees have won every single time he has taken the mound so far. So he's yet to be on the bad side of Yankees fans. Maybe today's the day. You know it's coming at some point. He's got to throw in a clunker at some point.
Let's give him the Luke
season.
Weaver treatment.
Yeah, no doubt. His ERA, Ben, this season is a minuscule 1.01.
Yeah,
which is just spectacular. 6-0 with a 1.01 ERA. He's got the same number of strikeouts as Dylan Cease, 39 Ks on the season. We've got some guys that have hit him pretty well. Luis Ariz has hit him pretty well. Xander Bogaerts, 250. Elias Diaz, 273. Manny has struggled with Max Fried, 071. Toddy is hitting 400 off of him. And then on the other side, off of Dylan Cease, Paul Goldschmidt.
Goldie.
Goldie.
Look, come on.
You still said it again.
Did I say it again?
You did.
Dylan Thief. I don't know why I can't say it.
Thespian.
Dylan Thief. Anthony Volpe's hitting 400 off him. I do not want to see Anthony Volpe get any more hits, please.
Padres, of course, beat Dylan Cease in the playoffs.
No, they beat Max Fried.
Beat Max Fried the last time they saw him. So they have had some recent success against Max Fried. But, of course, this is a completely different situation.
Indeed it is. So it's a big one, man. Big one. Try to win that series in the Yankee Stadium for the first time ever.
That would be very cool.
Yeah,
very cool.
And with a day off and going to Colorado over the weekend, which is Woodsy's House of Horrors. I mean,
it's not just my house
I
of
know.
horrors. It's the San Diego Padres House of Horrors.
Have you been to that park?
I have.
I'm told it's great.
Right when it opened, it was great.
I've only been outside of it. I love that area of downtown Denver. Was
Lodo,
amazing.
yeah.
It's
a nice spot for
love to go to a
sure.
game there.
They have just not had anything going their way so far this season, though. They got to play a doubleheader on Thursday. So you win this one, you are setting yourself up for either a 7-2, maybe 8-1 road trip, which would be absolutely incredible for the Padres. But don't get ahead of yourselves. This one's going to be a tough one today in the Bronx.
Janine says, I'll be at Disneyland so they can't hurt me. Janine, my dear, I will be coaching Little League at 4 o'clock on the dot. I am so excited that I want to get in my car at about 5:30 and be enjoying a nice 6-0 Padres lead at that point. But I will not be bogged down. All my attention will be on my Little Leaguers.
And we got a text in earlier that I want to respond to because Paulie raised it with me. I went to Madison High School. No, I didn't make varsity because I didn't make JV. So there you go.
It happens. It happens.
I think
Colt League baseball for you, Major Garrett.
There you go. City Bowl.
I love the randomness of this past segment where it just kind of went a little bit off the rails. And with Major here, it seems like this would be a great day. We haven't done this forever. To bring back the topic wheel.
It's been months and
just
months.
riff. So when we come back, Paulie's got it reloaded. We're going to spin the topic wheel,
I
Major.
gotta grease the wheel.
Grease it up, dude.
Yeah,
The thing is
do
dusty.
Major,
It sounds pretty good.
Sounds pretty good.
Ready to go?
So we don't know what's coming up.
Use a little
the big
spit,
topic
Paulie.
wheel.
Spit on that thing.
We're going to spin it out. We're going to spin it, and we'll do that when we come back with Mena Woods after traffic on 97.3 The Fan. First, though, Woods, and I want to tell you about trustandwill.com. It was over the holidays. Both of us, getting to the ripe age of 50 this year, and neither of us had put anything down on paper.
It's embarrassing
for our loved ones in
I
case
know.
something should happen to us. It's mostly out of it's something you don't want to think about. It's something that you hope you're not going to need for a long time, but you never know when you're going to need it. Trustandwill.com makes it really simple to get these legal documents done. So if you ever do need them, they're just there for your family.
Yeah, make sure you get that trust. Keep your family out of probate court. It's lengthy. It's expensive. It's not something you want your loved ones to have to go through after you are gone. Go to trustandwill.com. Use the code FAN when you check out. You'll get 20% off plus free shipping of those estate documents.
Yeah, you can just answer some simple questions. You don't have to billable hours with a lawyer in their office or anything. We're talking a very affordable but still legally binding way to put your wishes down on paper, just in case something should happen to you. Then you've got it. You don't have to think about it for a while. It's just there if you need it by going to trustandwill.com. That's trustandwill.com.
Hey players, things are about to get real here in San Diego. Introducing the all-new Hamul Casino Resort. With a 200-room hotel tower, exciting new eats and drinks, plenty of new places to play, and a luxe spa and salon. Hello, rooftop pool and deck. It's where players can play their hearts out and enjoy all the perks that come with it. It gets real this summer at the all-new Hamul Casino Resort, the players' place.
The topic wheel is making its return for this segment. We got Major Garrett in studio, and I don't know what questions have been loaded on here, but this could be anything, Major.
Neither do I.
Just completely randomness off the topic wheel. And it's actually turned into some of our favorite segments over the years.
It's just we haven't done it.
It's as random as it gets here, but we can fire up the old topic.
All right,
fire it up.
I can't even remember the last time.
Put on the Woods readers.
Oh, that's mine? Yeah. A little scratched.
Wow. Dude, it's going to be a headache.
You don't need to see the topic wheel.
No, you don't need to see it.
All right.
Sure.
It's a good one here. If you had to move to another country, where would you move?
Ooh. Woods has already made his wishes well known on this show.
Indeed.
He has a plan.
I do have a plan.
Okay. Am I supposed to answer?
No, you
will
go
at some
first.
point.
Czech Republic.
Oh, the Czech Republic.
Wow.
Okay.
The Czech Republic.
Prague is the most beautiful city in Europe.
Really?
Well, in my opinion, that's certainly subjective, but it has a couple things going for it. Uniquely, it's one of the few important cities in Europe to be untouched by aerial bombardment in World War I and World War II. So from Radchany Castle, which is the seat of government, looking down upon all of Prague, with one sweep of your eyes, you can see 11 centuries of architecture.
That's amazing.
How much international travel have you done in your job?
Considerable.
Yeah, I would think.
Yeah. The one city I've never been to, believe it or not, is Paris. I've always missed the Paris part of the presidential tour.
That's mine. That's the.
I've been to Jerusalem many times, been to Moscow, been to Beijing, been to Berlin, London, of course, Riyadh, Baghdad, all over South America. I haven't been to the two poles, but I've been all over. It's been a great privilege of mine, but I've never been to Paris. But Prague is a magnificent, beautiful city.
Cold in the winter, though.
A little bit. Yeah, sure.
Good symphony, I think.
Spectacular. And you're so close to, well, you've got everything else around Europe that you want to touch if you want to.
My ultimate goal is when I'm done here is to go spend, I say 3 months, a summer, in Paris with my family and expose my kids to different cultures and be able to go on the train to a million different places, Prague probably being one of them. And not just, go live out of hotels and travel from Paris to Frankfurt to Italy. Like I want to have a home base, and I want to spend a week of doing nothing but just reading the paper and relaxing and walking cafe life for a while. And while my kids can get, this is how, other people live and get exposed to that a little bit. That's the plan. And I'd like to do actually a house swap You know, have a Parisian family come here for a summer,
trash your place,
trash my place,
co-host with me,
live in you know, Encinitas for a summer and have a great time and be able to explore California just like we'll be doing in Europe. But that's kind of the ultimate goal. My wife has got like 1 foot in. She's like, oh, that's a sweet thought. She's not fully bought in yet, and I'm trying to get the buy-in.
Are you capable of going to the cafe and putting in your order and waiting an hour?
Not even a little. I can't speak any of the language.
Because it's an hour.
Yeah,
before
I went.
your coffee arrives.
I went. We went and had the most magnificent honeymoon there. It was incredible, and it just grabbed me. And I just said, "Man, I got this. I got to spend some more time here."
Yeah,
Benjamin.
Let's see. Food would be big for me. I haven't done much international travel. I did love Italy, but I think I'd probably eat myself into oblivion in a couple of months. And you know, I love golf. I think Ireland would be a good spot for me.
Incredible.
Ireland's spectacular.
Friendly people, good pubs, great golf courses. I think Ireland would be a place that I could live for at least an extended period of time.
Been to Dublin, been to Belfast. Yeah.
Paulie?
Unfortunately, I'm in the same boat as Ben. I have not done I don't have a lot of regrets in my life, but lack of international travel is definitely one of them. Didn't get to study abroad like a lot of my friends did. So I haven't been. I've been to the United States, obviously, Canada, and Mexico, and Belize. Those are the only places I've been.
So where would you live?
I want to say, again, without having been there, I think Italy.
Yeah.
I have Italian heritage in my family. Hey,
there he is. Here's the friggin' gabagool.
Like my cousin goes every few years and he visits he visits part of the country that our family's from, and it just sounds amazing. My wife and I are in the very, very early stages of planning like a 2-week trip that goes through like Barcelona, like Spain, Italy, and Greece all together.
All winners.
You should crash on Adam Jones's couch.
Yeah.
See if he'll let you.
Apparently he's moving back.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's do one more spin here before we go.
All right, let's see what the topic wheel presents us here.
Oh, it stopped.
And there it is. What was the most popular thing when you were a teenager?
I think I could say that on the radio. That's still the most popular thing for me.
Not your most popular thing.
The most. Nothing's changed. Still a teen at heart. Actually, the most popular thing when we were
teenagers at the exact same time.
We were.
What was popular when we were a teen?
What's the most popular thing when we were kids?
For me, like pop culture, it was.
I don't know. Like
I'll go first. For me, I was born in 1990, so formative years, middle school, high school, it was an iPod.
Yeah, Nintendo was pretty big when we were kids. Very, very popular.
Culturally, grunge and Nirvana.
Yeah, hair metal when I was little.
So I was born in 1962. So in fashion wear, Ocean Pacific.
Oh, OP. Love
was,
OP.
Was everywhere and dominant and properly so. And the last year I was in high school, arrived the Walkman.
Really?
Yes.
Brilliant. Transformative.
Yes.
Yeah, to be able to walk around listening to music.
And with pretty good headphones.
Yeah.
And you could get your jams on.
It's good.
Same idea, but when my generation went from the CD player, the portable CD player to an iPod.
Right.
It was the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
You're telling me I can get 1,000 songs on this thing
Best
and just carry it in my pocket.
Best invention of all time. Yeah. Period. The end. It was that revolutionized.
I mean, the iPod led to the iPhone, which led to where we're at now. But I mean, when that came out, dude, it was so much fun. I would sit there. You got the one that could play some games on it, like Snake or Brick Breaker. I would just sit on my bed for hours listening to music.
I think we've brought this up before, but could any of us have dreamed growing up that within our lifetime, you could literally call up any song you wanted ever within 5 seconds and hear it crystal clear on a device that you keep in your pocket?
Never thought. I'm trying to think what else was popular when we were kids.
I mean, the iPod was great for me when I was training for the first rock and roll marathon in San Diego, which I ran, not fast at all. Very much a lagger. I've run it 3 times. Wow. But going from the hip side, Walkman thing to the iPod,
the big clunky,
that was a big help.
Cabbage Patch Kids,
that was big, man. Cabbage Patch Kids were huge when we were kids. Huge. Garbage Pail Kids, those were all very popular.
Now, and then it became Beanie Babies.
Buxom blondes were very popular when we were kids.
Remarkably still are.
Heather Locklear, Heather Thomas, Pam Anderson, 90210.
Everyone associated with that program was absolutely the top of the cultural zeitgeist
That's right.
at the time.
That's right. Very popular stuff. Great answers, Major. Very interested. Now, I'd always kind of wanted to go to Prague. Now I really want to go to Prague.
It's a great city. Amazing city.
All right. We're going to come back. Paulie's going to give us some final headlines, stuff we missed, and we probably did because we were having so much fun this morning with Major Garrett. Coming up in the final segment of Ben and Woods next here on 97.3 The Fan. First, though, I'm going to tell you about Prize Picks. Prize Picks is the daily fantasy that I've been playing for the best part of last year. It's so easy, and I feel good because Prize Picks has millions of members. They've already awarded billions of dollars in prizes. I've cashed out. I think it's important to know that when you want to cash out, you can get your money in like 15 minutes and whatever format you want. Venmo, Apple Pay, they take MasterCard as well. It's really simple. To win, you just have to sign up. Go to their website, prizepicks.com, download the app. When you do, use the code KWFN. You're going to get $50 instantly when you play your first $5 lineup. So that's like 10 $5 lineups where you're just setting stat projections up to 2, 6 players, and then you can win up to 2,000 times your money if you pick them right, just with more or less, whether it's baseball every day, the playoffs right now in basketball and hockey. There are so many different mix and match options that you can do. You can even do a flex play where you can maybe set a lineup with 5. You only need 4 to win. However you want to play, you can do it with Prize Picks. But again, use that code KWFN when you check out because you're going to get $50 instantly when you play your first $5 lineup with Prize Picks. Run your game. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for detail.
Hey players, things are about to get real here in San Diego. Introducing the all-new Jamul Casino Resort. With a 200-room hotel tower, exciting new eats and drinks, plenty of new places to play, and a luxe spa and salon. Hello, rooftop pool and deck. It's where players can play their hearts out and enjoy all the perks that come with it. It gets real this summer at the all-new Jamul Casino Resort, the players' place.
This hour, 97.3 The Fan, brought to you by Robert Half. At Robert Half, they found that 67% of companies want to increase contract talent. That's why their recruiters' expertise and award-winning AI work quickly to find the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, they know talent. Visit roberthalf.com/talent today. All right, we were definitely having so much fun with Major Garrett. I'm sure we missed a bunch. Paulie will get us caught up with the Rindle Report headlines right after our last check of traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is sponsored by City Cruises. Tow truck helping to clear crash westbound 8 before College. It's in the Center Divide. Then just up ahead before Waring Road, got a stalled car in the Center Divide. Also going to find eastbound 56 before Carmel Creek Road. Caltrans is running a traffic brake to clear a pothole in the right lane. And we got a traffic alert westbound 76 at Coast Highway off-ramp. That is blocked, all due to a collision. They don't expect to have that reopened until about 10:30 this morning. So if you normally take the Coast Highway off-ramp, give yourself a little extra time. Set sail with Randy Hauser as he lights up the bay for an exclusive concert cruise like no other. Join us on Friday, May 23rd with City Cruises, live in San Diego for an epic night of country music, dinner, drinks, and skyline views. Get tickets now at citycruises.com/live. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben and Wood, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
And get things started here with our today's edition of the Rindle Report.
Now tuned into the greatest.
Welcome to the Rindle Report with Paul Rindle.
Hi, Paul.
All right.
2 stories from the world of sports that we haven't gotten to yet.
We'll start off in Major League Baseball.
And 1 story that you didn't know you needed.
Are you laughing, biatch?
It's the Rindle Report
Hey, Paul, how you doing? Okay, how are you?
on 97.3 The Fan.
Are you ready to bless the mood? I need some help, please.
That was good.
Can I get a yeah? Oh, yeah.
All right.
All right. How we doing?
All right.
All right, gentlemen. Where to begin? These are all just kind of sports-ish stories this morning.
Sports adjacent. Yes.
Sports adjacent, baseball adjacent here. I don't know why this makes me laugh every time it happens, but unfortunately, I guess we'll do a shout out to his family here because
Shout out to his family.
a White Sox fan in his obituary
Oh, yes.
dragged the Chicago White Sox.
Yikes.
Saw this going around. I think John Boy is who posted it originally. And it says here, this guy's name was John Bernard McDonald. And his obituary, he passed away on April 23rd, a few weeks back. It says, John Mac McDonald, age 77, of Glen Ellen, passed away after a short illness on Wednesday evening, April 23rd, at his home, surrounded by family. And the next sentence reads, he couldn't face another White Sox season after last year's record-breaking record-setting losses.
Wow.
Ouch.
Now, he didn't write his own.
No, written by the
obituary,
family.
Written by
probably.
his son.
Yeah.
Probably doing bits.
I'm sure
his
he
dad.
maybe made a request.
Yeah, could have gone to trustandwill.com, used the code FAN at checkout to get 20% off, and then written that in to his, hey, in my obituary, I wanted to say this.
So we've actually had requests, Major, for
That's
people,
very deft product
for people who
placement.
in
Like
their
that. Very
will
good. Very
have
good.
asked for a shout out to his family on the Ben and Woods program. If they pass away, they're hoping to get one on the show.
It's kind of fun to have Major in here because we've already had to kind of tell you the origin of a lot of these clips and like DD Mega,
DD Mega Doo-Doo.
We've been playing that every day for like
years.
5 years, and you forget that people maybe don't know
Do you know the
origin.
origin of shout out to his family?
I do not.
Okay.
So this was within a week of George Floyd dying and still in COVID protocols. It was early June.
Yeah.
David Guetta, the DJ, was doing a charity event streamed on the internet. He was on a rooftop, I think in Miami. And
and I really hope we can see more.
This was his tribute to George Floyd.
Peace when already things are so difficult. So, shout out to his family.
So
he ran out of words.
It's just shout out to his family. And many people said he ended racism that very day. That very day.
Now,
with that.
conversely, when a female passes away, we use the interrupted automated broadcast from the BBC when Queen Elizabeth passed away. But this was the channel that was playing electronica dance at the time.
Like 24/7 trap music.
This is what happened.
This is BBC News. We're interrupting our schedules for the following announcement. Buckingham Palace has announced the death of Her Majesty.
Right back into it. Right, did not miss a beat, literally. Did not miss one single beat.
So that's shout out to her family.
That's right. We have a lot of bits on the show.
Family, yes.
A lot of bits. So shout out to John McDonald.
I'm glad to be here for Origin Story Wednesday.
Well, and so I ask you as a long-suffering San Diego Padres fan, would that be something that you would include in yours? If if they don't get one while you're on this this planet,
this mortal coil, yes.
Would you include that in
I
your
don't,
obit?
I don't know. I haven't really given it any
I
thought.
haven't either. I haven't either.
I was watching the clubhouse last night, and they were talking again about when the Red Sox finally won. People took the headline from the Boston Globe to cemeteries.
Placed it on
for
graves.
their parents and grandparents to place it on their graves.
I remember seeing a photo maybe or a video of a guy when the Cubs won their World Series in 2016, sitting at his father or his grandfather's gravestone and listening to the game on the radio
so sick,
as they
man.
clinched.
So
and I was
cool.
just like, God, that's sad and awesome and beautiful all at the same time.
I honestly don't know how I would emotionally get through a world championship. I really don't. I think it would be overwhelming.
We don't have to get into it again. Did you let yourself kind of start to go there last October?
Oh, sure. I was super optimistic, especially after the way things. Yeah. But I think getting to the World Series would be great, but to win a world champ, I think I would just kind of melt down.
Because you've gotten a two. You've seen two. Didn't go well.
Well, the luck of this franchise is twice
two best teams.
I know it's
play
weird,
the team of the
I
decades.
actually feel like they were closer last year than they were the years
in 98, 84.
To the World Series. They had no hope against either of those teams. They really didn't. But last year, they absolutely had not just hope, but a really
they
good
make it the
shot
World
at
Series. They're world champions. Yeah.
Agreed.
Do have another story for you. I guess I'll just do really quickly some breaking news. Wasn't going to talk a little NBA, but just got an ESPN push notification. Steph Curry, grade 1 hamstring strain. He will be ruled out for Thursday's game 2 tomorrow night. So,
that's tough. They won game 1 last night, but Curry had to come out with the injury. Now, Buddy Hield's been hot from 3-point range, but you can't. I don't know how long you can survive the loss of Steph Curry against Anthony Edwards and the Timberwolves.
That's church.
I feel like this is probably this next story could have been a don't do this if I found it before then. But there is a unnamed anonymous Colorado Buffaloes fan who is suing the NFL.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw this headline.
Yeah, he's going by John Doe in the case, but he is seeking $100 million in damages from the NFL. It's a lawsuit filed against him for Shedeur Sanders dropping to the 5th round. He is saying that the NFL's actions and the dissemination of slanderous statements have caused severe emotional distress and trauma to him, the fan.
Mm-hmm.
And he is suing the NFL. I don't know how much of a case he's got.
Not much.
Zippy.
But I like the ambition.
Who would you sue for causing you emotional stress and trauma?
Well, I know who the Padres fan base today would be. Serving Wandy Peralta left and right.
Poor Wandy. Somebody tweeted Wandy looks like every time he pitches looks like they just woke him up and said, "Hey, you have to go pitch." He does. He looks a little bit.
I should not tolerate any Wandy Peralta slander.
Yeah, Wandy's been fantastic.
Fantastic. It's all right.
I mean,
it happens.
It's all right.
You got to like you have to pay money, right, to file some lawsuits. You have to have a lawyer of some sort.
Yes.
I mean, he's just wasting a ton of money here.
Yeah.
It's just no case at all.
No.
Or if there was, then there's so many cases we'll never get to the end of them.
He's claiming the NFL violated antitrust laws and all of the
yeah.
trauma
It's
that
been the first draft he's ever been a part of.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
And then finally, we'll wrap it up here. Google is
You
currently.
ever heard of Ryan Leaf?
Yeah, Ryan Leaf.
Right.
Dean
Talk about
Spanos.
emotional distress.
That's right.
Google is currently sharing a bunch of stats on things that top search trends from Americans that they've been Googling over the last year. And so I've got a list here of the top 5 questions that kids have been Googling about adults. Now, all 3 of you guys have children, so maybe you can relate to this. We'll start with number 5. The question was, why are adults so condescending to kids?
Well, I can explain it to you, children.
Thank you. Thank you. Please. Thank you.
This one's a little self-explanatory. Kids are searching, why are adults so tired? Well,
because of your little asses. That's why. Because I work.
Because of your runaboutism.
Yes, I make dinner. I go to the grocery store. You piss and moan about the dinner that I put in front of you every night. I'm on snap alert at my house
is
about
wasted on the young.
Yes.
Is really you don't understand it until you get older and you realize how good you had it. You never woke up with a sore back. You didn't have to work all day long.
Yep.
You felt when you were young, like, oh, this is so hard.
So much was being put upon you. Yes.
And you've got all these things in school and you're worried about it. And then you realize, man, I had it good back then.
It's true labor of love being a parent. Truly. It's the
doubt.
definition
No doubt.
of labor of love.
Yep.
And you get that. You went home last night, cooked, got all the plates ready, got it done, put it down, and I get both of them. And I'm like, I'm ready to snap necks, man, at this point, because that's no BS. That's 400 days in a row that's happened. It 400 days in a row that I puts it in. I don't want this. And my 4-year-old is now in the, if I don't like it, I'm gonna overreact and flip something or pound the table or go pout and go cry. I now make dinner for myself. I eat my dinner. I get mine first, and then they got home a little later, and I said, "Here's your plates. Eat it or don't. I don't care."
So maybe not serve artichoke hearts and
I'd never. It's so basic. It's so basic at my house, man. And they're on my last nerve with this.
I had one who ate nothing but buttered noodles for probably 4 years. So.
4 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
But now he's a great eater. So,
good idea. Andrew says I could sue them for emotional distress.
Yes, there you go.
Yes. Have more money than I do, that's for sure.
Top questions on Google that kids are asking adults. Why are adults so blank? Why are adults so stupid? Sounds like a kid asked that question.
Yeah.
Why are adults
also something you will grow out of?
Yeah.
Why are adults so obsessed with Disney?
I have the same. I Googled the same question.
And the number one question: why are adults so mean? That's
Again,
what kids are asking.
Again,
Google.
I get, like I tell my kids and my wife, I give the energy I get. That's what I get. If you give me good energy, I'll give you good energy back.
Right.
If you don't, you will not.
Kids
get it.
mistake everything for mean, though.
Oh, they do.
And it's not really mean. Just because you're denying
saying
a child
no is not mean.
Something that they want. That's not mean, kids.
Yeah.
Right.
It's actually responsibility and a teaching moment.
Yeah. Now
perhaps.
saying no while holding a blowtorch could be interpreted as mean.
Yeah, exactly.
Not that I've ever done that. I mean, not this week.
They are. Yeah, they're pushing me to my limits at this point, Major. I don't know how you did it with 3. 2 is such a challenge, but
3 is a great number.
You're outnumbered at that point. I mean,
That's why it's a great number.
Unless you have 2 wives, which I don't think you do, you are fully outnumbered with 3. There's no chance.
Well, I have had 2 wives.
I
Not at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. Fair enough. Thank you so much for coming in today. You were excellent.
Thank you for tolerating me.
Please do it again.
Major said that we were allowed to kick him out of the studio at any time when we got tired of him. He was here at 6 a.m. and
You got
it's now
1 minute left.
9:53. All right, we're tired of it.
Okay,
Get out, Major. We're
now
done
we
with
can
you.
breathe.
Have a safe trip back to Washington, D.C., but it was definitely good to see you, and we're looking forward to seeing you at Fantasy Camp
Well, you'll see me before
January.
then.
I
You'll
hope
see me
so.
before
Good.
then. You
I
will
hope so.
definitely see me before then.
We'd like to go play Rams Hill again.
Sure.
Ben's afraid to ask, so I'll just ask. We
You-
want you
you are
to
welcome-
invite
you are
us
welcome
again
at Rams Hill at
to
any
Rams
time.
Hill.
And you can stay at my place.
They redid all
I
the
love
grass
fun.
out there. I've heard it's spectacular, but I
Yes.
do need to make a return trip out to Rams Hill
One of the
and
most fun days we've had.
Borrego very soon. That is it for us. We will be back not only for our show tomorrow at 6 a.m. Of course, it is a roundtable Thursday from 10 to 11. So big Thursday, off day for the Padres. Hopefully they'll get a series victory against the New York Yankees later today. Braden and Italian Paul are coming up next for our Paul Reindl, for Stephen Woods, and for Major Garrett. I'm Ben
You're the
Higgins.
best, Major.
Have a great rest of your Wednesday from all of us here at San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. So long, everybody.